approach the AF esports?
Thing is what composition they want to play, right? Whether the Roadhog or the Winston. Because in the previous week versus the match against Jaguar Esports, as broadcaster, ICE1 has shown proficiency on both the Winston and Roadhog compositions, right? On maps such as King's Row, maybe Iconworld, King's Row is a very close map. It gives very little space for the Roadhog to do work. So that's the map where usually you have to play the Winston. You can't really play the Hog. On Paraiso, especially the first point, I think the first point on the defense is a really good point for the Hawk, where he can just sit on the high ground and just get hook after hook. So I really think that the map choice now up to ICE1 is really what type of style, what type of composition they want to play in the next map.
Yeah, really, really interesting to see how will they approach. So far, I see DAF Esports, they play on Ace, this man on the Sojourn, pretty crucial as well. But who will you give it to the MVP on the first map, Oxus, if you were to give?
I have to give it for TXQ4, man. That boom really turned. I think that was the tempo turning boom right there onto Hellfire.
Oh yeah, indeed, and I believe so, because like what's interests me in that fight as well is how two teams kind of flip the tempo back and forth. It seems like at first the AF get the advantage, and then ICE1 gets the advantage, but then that boom happened, so the AF get the re-advantage, which is kind of double swing, as you may say. Yeah. Yes, it's kind of you don't usually see that as often in Overwatch. You only see like, oh, this team coming in with the fight dominated from start to finish, all the map swing happen, and then that's it. The fight got turns on its head. But we never see a double switch, a double tempo swap right then that much often. But on the next map, this is probably the most popular map in broadcast. We're going to King's Row now, Arctis. Why do you think teams love this map so much? Because even I love this map.
Honestly, I have to say it's one of the OG maps, and it's because of, I think, the variety, right? Each point, it's the same with Lijiang. It's also another reason why Lijiang is well loved. All 3 points are very well designed. A lot of varied designs on the first map. On the first point, it's a large open point. There are high grounds to take. The second map, very close quartered, a lot of round bends and turns. And on the last point, a lot of high grounds for snipers to take position. So overall, it's a very well-rounded map. A lot of compositions you can see here. I think this meta will most likely be seeing the Winston here, but you never know what any of these teams might bring.
Yeah, and let one fun fact about King's Row. I don't know if anyone noticed. I don't know if you know this as well, Axis. The person who designed this map, at least the prototype, was actually Aaron Keller, the current lead of Overwatch right now.
I did not know that, but that's a very interesting fact, and maybe that's why the map is. Aaron Keller has been one of the OGs of the development team, right? Now the head honcho. Yeah. So yeah.
Really interesting to see how both team approaches this map. There used to be an unwritten rule that you have to play Reinhardt in this map.
Yeah.
Because it's a geometry fit, right, Axis?
Yeah, but I think eventually, even at the end stage of Overwatch 1, right? I think a lot of main tanks, I think Winston honestly is better than the Reinhardt in the later stages of even Overwatch 1, because there's like on the first point you can just jump behind the Reinhardt, right? What's the Reinhardt going to do?
What is the Reinhardt going to do?
Oh,
I never hear something that brings me so much pain than that word. What's the Reinhardt going to do?
Yeah, I mean your backline just dies to the dive, right? What can you do? You're in the front line with your shield. You're shooting in the front, but they just jump behind your shield. What are you gonna shoot then?
Yeah, it reminds me of the cinematic where it goes, "You are there, Reinhardt. Be their shield." And then the monkey just jumped over the shield. I cannot be the shield. He jumped over the shield. How?
He put a shield. Yeah, he put a shield on top of me.
Yep.
Speaking of Ryan, Lumi.
Are you gonna stick with this? I dig this composition, by the way. Oh my goodness, this is the mini pirate ship, but I will call it a warship so far composition. The Reinhardt and the Bastion going in one after another. This will be a lot of explosive damage. They will delete every single tanks that they have been facing. We see this as well in Contender Australia yesterday. I don't know if this is an inspiration from that, but let's wait and see. As Ice One though, they have a lot of frontline power. They got the first take of this map already, but Yoshinori in the side space. Oh my goodness, name two iconic duo. The Winston and the Reaper in the small room. That will be a quick team kill from DAF Esports.
The point of this composition, right, is to deny Rotang from having any value to Winston. They do not want him to play the game at all, but I think TXQ found another well-placed boop there to disrupt the rotation from Ice One, and Rotang and Yoshi was just able to collapse in on the dive and focus each individual target one by one.
Yeah, let's see. Here comes the Confederation Assault trying to pause in lead and bullets. But no kills has been registered here just yet. Trying to rotate towards the high ground. Ace has a fully railgun charge bombing in from the Reinhardt barrier. A dive coming in from Rotang Tep trying to go towards the back line. No kills just yet. Rotang get absolutely deleted by Azalea and Akame. And the point is in control of S1. Let's see how DAF rotates onto this. Immortality Field has been put up as Yoshinori trying to delete the backline. But thanks to the Immortality Field, it delays for a long while before Jay finally falls. With Pali going down as well. It's a 4v3 and a shatter. Nice one from Lumi. The man, the myth, the legends coming in. Ace is the only one left, but he's soldiered and come back as well. Tangsep with the Primal Rage. Ice One actually managed to get this, but DAF, they stalled for a really long time.
And you see how much space Rotang has to give up there. He has to respect the Bastion and the Reaper amplification matrix right now. It's going to be a lot of damage.
Wait, I may spoke a little bit too soon. DAF has the kiss to their rush. And Rotang Tep with the Primal Rage. A beat coming in. I don't know if it's a little bit too late from Hellfire. It's just to force the tempo. Here comes the railgun shot. The overclock from Ace. But hit connects to the barrier instead of the person. Let's see how Ice One finally will manage to get this. The point is not theirs yet though.
Going to the next fight, it's going to be a Reaper out versus a Reaper out. But the key factor is here that TXQ4 has his sound barrier. Hellfire already committed his last fight. There's going to be way more sustained for DAF. And look at their composition. They can just support Yoshinori so well.
Yeah, and here comes the sound barrier already. The Dead Blossom solo onto Hellfire. I don't know if that's a little bit malicious, but here comes the rest of DAF Esports. Clean in house, Ice One. Only Akame remaining onto the Tracer. He has to regroup as fast as possible. A little bit of delay death here. With 1 minute left, Ice One's a little bit of a pickle.
Yeah, and they're not letting Ice One have a chance to regroup at all. They are just trickling. Last minute swap of Junkrat here. I think the whole point of this competition is once again to give pressure to Rotang, and that's the first target they are looking for. Look, Lumis already has Rotang locked in his eyes with his hammer.
Yes, of course, a glorious battle of the tank. Well, let's see how it do. But Hellfire get eliminated again by Yoshinori. Earth Shatter connects onto 2. And the Dead Blossom from Azalea cleans up the job. He gets 2. And Jay gets 1 more. And finally, Ice One will be able to crack the first point open.
And that's the point-winning combination right there. All CC, all stun locked to the ground. It's free pickings for Azalea's Death Blossom. DAF will choose to stay on this competition, and it has been working well for them. Lumi is so aggressive right now. They want to punish them before they can even commit.
And Pali used the kiss to their rush as well, maybe to get away, and that is going to prove crucial to them in the future. But nice aggressive play from Lumi and the rest of Ice One right then and there. They're trying to stamp the advantage whenever and wherever they can. But let's see how this payload will be rolling out.
Yeah, and Kisune Rush is one of the ultimates, a very important ultimate in this meta. So much damage can come out of that ultimate. Pali, with a mistiming there, uses it and falls immediately.
Yeah, here comes the window though. That's gonna buff in a lot of bullets. And here comes Rotang Tep with the Primal Rage trying to disrupt the backline, not to be able to use a full usage of the application matrix right there and there. But a nice coordination push from Dav, and Rotang Tep still cleaning in the backline. Azalea and Jay falling down 1 by 1, and Lumi as well. And that will be the entire team of Ice One as they are forced to reset.
Akame was stuck in a very awkward position right there. His whole team was forced to back out, but he left Akabe in the ditches, and Yoshi and Rotang was just able to pull him down.
Lumi has no fear whatsoever. The man just charge in rains of bullets. But then what that thing is gonna do is going to give his support a lot of ultimate charge. Nice sound barrier to counter the that blossom right then and there. Junkrat Tire has been trying to be used but get denied, but the rest of damage coming in through from DAF Esports will clean house the rest of Ice One as well. With 1 minute remaining, one more time, Ice One has been put in this situation.
Yep, and although the sound barrier was out, the damage has already been done. A Reaper out without the protection Suzu because Jay is on the Baptiste. Suzu is a way better ultimate at countering the Reaper out than the Immortality Fuel, and it's how most teams choose to face the opposing Reaper ultimate. But Jay has swapped over to the Kiriko.
They only gets one, they only got Yoshinori, and here comes the sound barrier to counter from the Esports, and Yoshinori gets two, Ace with one more. This fight is still not going into Ice One favor as DAF Esports, they're looking to hold him right here and there. Wait a second, Akame, what are you doing? He gets two. That was a really nice play. That could delay and could come to fruitful for Ice One in the future because there's spawn advantage. This is getting fun now, Axis.
Yeah, and without their healers, Pali and TXQ4 falls. DAF are forced to retreat. This gives Ice One the space. Lumi falls, goes back to the Winston, a more traditional composition here apart from the Riptire, and it's going to be up to Azalea, his key ultimate here. Pali needs to shut this down with his protection Suzu.
Of course they have to shut this one down, and here comes the overclock and the Death Blossom from Azalea. He won't get Pali even though all of that Suzu. Rotangtep gets Azalea as a trade. It's a 3v4 fight with the advantage of Ice One, but Ace trying to force a lot of damage towards Luby, who switched to Winston a bit earlier and try to create pressure onto the back line. Luby and Akame gets two, and finally Ice One could look forward to penetrate this defense. The payload is still rolling in, and I don't think DAF can contest this anymore.
Yeah, not a meta pick, but Akame showing why Junkrat can still be played. So much chaos, so much disruption to the rush, brawl composition from DAF. Pick after pick, a key pick down to Ace, who has been putting DAF on his back some fights, especially on the first map, recognizing the carry right there. And he has the Riptire to boot for the next fight.
Yes, but what's been interesting me the whole game here is how DAF play onto their game plan, play onto their tempo. And with 1 minute remaining, Ice One has to win almost every fight going forward. Lumi diving into the high ground, this part where Winston can shine the best. Ace falling now towards the low ground. The sound barrier from Hellfire trying to force this fight for DAF. And Yoshinori get absolutely pressure and killed. Lumi jumping it onto Ace as well. They're gonna buy Ice One a lot of time and space in this one last fight.
Oh no.
The rocket spam, but Lumi falls. They don't have a front line anymore, Ice One. This could be proved crucial. They can still regroup one more time for one more fight. So let's see.
30 seconds.
Akame has to retire.
Ice One is picking up the tempo here so fast and aggressive, matching the speed from DAF.
Yeah.
Akame didn't have the opportunity to use the Riptire there, so this will be a
like
very
that.
key ultimate going next fight. But TXQ4 has the sound barrier. He gives his team extra HP. The Riptire will be rendered useless.
Here comes the Riptire trying to cause someone. Suzu has been baited out, but the tie will not be put. Yoshinori step onto the trap, and that is what the bad trap can do for you, my friend. Here comes the TCR trying to force the strike, and Lothar can step on the trap as well. Sound barrier coming in to match from THQ4, trying to force it away. Akame finally falls. Luby trying to dive to the back line. Here comes the Studio Rush against one. Luby, and here comes Yoshinori, the dead block. We're trying to clean up, and with Luby not there to provide a shield for his teammates, DAF will hold on Ice One right here.
The young player right there from DAF, he falls to the trap. Maybe a mistake from him, but he makes up for it huge in the overtime. Pops the Death Blossom. No Suzu from Jay. They have the Kitsune Rush, but Yoshi with the Death Blossom just counters every ultimate. The Ice One tried to throw two important kills right there to turn the fight.
Wow. But credit to Ice One. They have been pushed up for a long time, and they managed to still push the payload that far. This is not an easy task just yet for DAF Esports. We have to wait and see how well they will do in this offense. But Ice One, they do not be able to finish the round, but they're pretty close in doing so.
Yeah, and Ice One has showed they're not scared to bring out the off-meta picks, the Junkrat, the Bastion, the Rhine, and that can throw DF off track. they are playing the meta. They are most comfortable when they play the mirror. Ice1 will probably continue to lose to them in the mirror because DF are just that much more well practiced. But DF, they might not expect Ice1 throws at them.
Yeah, but Ice1 giving them some switcheroony. Akame now onto the Reaper and Azalea onto the Junkrat. They switch who plays who.
Yeah, and I think because the first point, right, it was like they kept swapping try to find a solution, and eventually it ended up being Akame on the Junkrat, right? And maybe Azalea is more comfortable on the Junkrat. That's why when they have the reset, they swap roles and Akame is on the Reaper, Azalea on the Junkrat.
Yeah, indeed. But we need to see how they do. Junkrat trap and Junkrat concussion bomb as well. Onto this, how do you say, a tight space can prove fruitful to them, and Rotangtep, as you say, Oxys, their first targets all the time. Akame will be damaged to get him off of this map. Lumi getting focused down a little bit, force a little bit of the Zuzu from Jay. But Ice1 will manage to hold on for the first fight. Rotangtep has come back, and Hellfire getting caught out as well as Lumi. Nice tempo switcheroonie from DAF Esports. They should be managed to get their first point right here and now.
And Lumi was so low for the majority of the fight, which forced Jay to pop his protection Suzu in fear of Lumi getting picked by Ace. So that means when the actual brawl came around, Jay does not have that important sustain ability for his team. And DAF was just able to collapse the moment Rotang comes back.
Yeah, and contrast to how Ice1 attacks goes, DAF only needs 2 fights to be able to unlock this payload, but we have to see how they will do after that portion of the map here. Ace with a nice rotation, trying to cause an off angle with a nice engage from all the sides. Could put a lot of pressure onto Ice1. We need to see how they do. Jay has a Kitsune Rush already, which is also really pretty quick. Akame gets a pick onto Rotangtep, and Kitsune Rush comes in just to stamp this victory of the fight towards Ice1 and force the AF to regroup.
Yep, and they recognized that Jay, because of how much healing he was able to output from the first fight, they knew that he had a Kitsune Rush before Pali, right? And you don't want to mirror Kitsune Rushes in this meta, so he knows that Pali doesn't have his yet, so he pops it first, pops it fast, and they are able to clean up because of it. But look at the next fight, Pali has his own Kitsune Rush again.
Agree as well, and as you speak, this happens. The Kitsune Rush coming in from Pali. Ice1 has to fall back away. A really nice disengage from now, but Jay will be able to fall. Thankfully, Azalea get a pick onto Ace to alleviate the damage. Here comes Rotangtep with a primal rage, trying to cause ruckus under the back line. Hellfire has forced to use the sound barrier, and here comes the overclock from Azalea, trying to find something. He switched off the Junkrat, and he delayed Rotangtep in this fight. So X1 lose a little bit of space, but they will manage to hold them a little bit right here.
Yep, but Ice1 needs to stabilize because Lumi is so low right now, they cannot push in just yet. Both teams are both trying to stabilize right now, and it seems like DF are choosing to go in now. In fact,
that was the Yoshi. Nori gets 2, and that would swing the fight into the favor of Dav. A little bit of nice quick tempo play, and Ice1 is fall back again. Not looking good so far right now. Ice1, they do not find a way to stop this rampage of a ball of Daft. Even though they win one fight, DF just still come back to another fight and take the victory. Yes, Lumi's trying to force this fight using the primal rage, going in for the backline. Hopefully his teammates can come in and support him, but Hellfire will be picking up immediately, and Lumi's HP is going down. Ace with nice 2 kills, and onto Akame. At the point we were able to reach the checkpoint. DAF looking poised to grab victory in this map.
Well, you could see Lumi was feeding there, but at the very least, he did manage to force out Ace's overclock. Overclock is a very important ultimate this meta. So without that, they are facing a very gargantuan challenge right now. 4 minutes 20 seconds to just defend like 2/3 of a point, but they forced ultimates and Akame swaps to the Bastion. Key of the game is still to focus Rotang, Reinhardt, Bastion. Let's see how this goes.
Yes, let's see how this goes. The pirate ship composition come back again from Ice1, and we all know how deadly the Kitsune Bastion can be. Lumi absolutely delete Doshido and Pali 4 as well as Ice1 trying to stamp this once again. The card is moving somehow, though someone's trying to be the sneaky picky, and Ace will be able to be ratted out.
Can you imagine being DAF? It's like a Bastion artillery cannon in front of you alongside the Kitsune Rush. It's just basically a one-shot to any squishy at this point, or even a tank. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the sound that I would do if I play Bastion in that situation. DF, though, they still have the double support ultimate to be used in this fight. Let's see how they go. Rotan tip down the back line, but a lot of damage from Akabe will delete him mid-air. Absolutely rendered him away from this match. A control alternate and delete. And when push comes to shove, Ice One will be able to hold for a while. Luby with the Earth Shatter, just to make sure to buy some time for Ice One.
Yeah, and there's a stagger there in the party. They need to regroup and wait. And you saw how Rotang chooses to jump quite a long distance there, but that gives so much time for Akame to react and just shut him down. Rotang needs to play very safe here. He's going in, but he has to fight more this time to keep him sustained.
Interesting to see right now, and here comes IAF though with a nice ultimate combo. 3 has to be used. The sound barrier, the Kitsune rush, and the overclock. And right now, X1, they seems to be on a loose end right now as the card advanced to victory. The Wrecking Ball be able to dodge, and the artillery come firing around, pouring like rains. Will they be able to manage to hold? We have to wait and see. Luby get absolutely focused down as the rest trying to touch, but they will not be able to do. The Kitsune rush trying to buy some space from Jay, but that will not prove to be enough as DAF cards proceed to the finish line.
That's just DAF pressing 5 ultimates in one fight. That's basically a free win button there. Reaper goes out. Reaper out from Yoshi goes out first. It forces Jay Suzu. That leaves Ice One defenseless, and they pop sound barrier, Kitsune rush, overclock. What can you do with your Ice One there, right? You have no ultimate to counter that. Your protection Suzu is gone.
True. I think that's what happened when you give, how you say this, when you have a lot of time. Usually that kind of strategy is not optimal when you, let's say, want to do an ultimate rotation of like, oh, I use sound barrier this fight, next fight you're gonna use Kitsune rush, right? But DAF, they know that if they win this fight, they can pretty much win this map, so they say, you know what, let's go with 5 Qs.
Yeah, normally you want to rotate your out economy, right? But
true,
they have 4 minutes. They have all the time in the world. Even if one full ultimate, even if they had lost their fight with all 5 ultimates, they still had 2 minutes remaining. It's gonna be so hard. It had to have taken a miracle for Ice One there, and most of the time miracles don't work out. And DAF right now up to series point 2-0.
We're gonna be taking a short break pretty soon, but right now the situation does not look that good for Ice One. But all hopes, it's still there. There is still chance. And Axis, would you fancy a reverse sweep?
Well, Ice One is the team I manage, right? If they win, it's better for me. So of course I want the reverse sweep. But let's wait and see after this break.
Yes, we're gonna come back pretty soon.
ตรงเนี้ยเป็น3ช่องทางหลักๆแต่ถ้าจะให้ซันพูดอีกเนี่ยยังมีเยอะมากนะครับที่จะหามันนะครับแต่ตรงนี้เนี่ยนี่คือ3ช่องทางหลักๆที่หลายคนน่าจะต้องรู้ไว้ก่อนครับต้องใช้ความรักกับเกมนั้นพอสมควรจะใช้คำว่าติดเกมนั้นก็ได้แหละแต่คำว่าติดเกมที่ว่าเนี่ยมันก็อยู่ที่เรื่องของความรับผิดชอบด้วยเนาะนะครับใครที่อย่างแรกที่อยากจะขอเลยคือทุกอาชีพของเราต้องมีความรับผิดชอบดูเรื่องของเวลาเราพูดถึงวินาทีทุกเวลาทุกนาทีทุกชั่วโมงทุกวันว่าเฮ้ยถ้าเรามีความรับผิดชอบอะครับต่อให้เราไปทำงานอะไรมันโอเคหมดแบ่งเวลาให้เหมาะสมนะครับเน้นเรื่องการศึกษาไว้ก่อนนะครับเนี่ยไปเรียนให้เรียบร้อยทำการบ้านไปพ่อแม่แฮปปี้นะครับดังนั้นพ่อแม่ส่วนใหญ่จะค่อนข้างปล่อยนิดนึงแหละถ้าเกิดว่าลูกๆมีความรับผิดชอบดูแลตัวเองได้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับนี่คือสิ่งที่อยากเน้นก่อนเลยอย่างที่2คือเรื่องของการพูดเนาะนะครับอย่างที่บอกคือเรื่องของความเข้าใจเกมเนี่ยซันคิดว่าคนเล่นเกมอ่ะไม่ต้องพูดกันคนเล่นเกมเยอะรู้อยู่แล้วว่าเกมตัวเองมันเล่นยังไงนะครับแต่ว่าวิธีการพูดเนี่ยเป็นเรื่องที่ทำเริ่มไม่ได้ง่ายแต่ฝึกกันได้ทุกคนนะครับพยายามที่จะลองที่จะพูดเยอะขึ้นกับคนอื่นอะไรเงี้ยครับอาจจะต้องเขาเรียกไงหาจุดแบบไปเที่ยวกับเพื่อนเวลามีสังสรรค์กับเพื่อนอะไรเงี้ยครับพยายามใช้เวลาในการพูดเยอะขึ้นเรื่อยๆเดี๋ยวจะเริ่มปรับตัวได้เองนะครับเดี๋ยวเผลอๆคุณจะพูดเก่งโดยที่คุณไม่รู้ตัวแบบผมครับอยู่ๆก็พูดมากขึ้นนะ อะไรประมาณนั้นครับผมนอกจากนั้นเนี่ยก็จะไม่มีอะไรมากครับส่วนใหญ่ก็จะอยู่ที่ความรับผิดชอบในทุกเรื่องครับ
I was created to lead Omnics into war. But all I have ever wanted is a better life for my people. The fact that we exist is a miracle unto itself. We have studied the ways of peace and harmony. We have meditated on the universe and our place within it. We have tried to coexist with humanity, but humanity is not interested in sharing their world. How many more Omnics should perish to fuel mankind's dreams? No more. Our race is only a single generation. Finite and dying all too quickly. We can find our own place, and we must. Join me, and together we will make a better future for all Omnics.
Faith alone isn't enough, Kiriko.
I'm stronger than you think.
The Overwatch I joined was about raising the world up.
They can give the people hope again.
Let the Kitsune guide you! Give me back my knife! Bob, do something! With these upgrades, they don't stand a chance.
I could be pushing something right now.
The dragon and I are one.
Some of the old, some of the new.
สวัสดีครับยูโก้นะครับผมพงษ์ปนชเรืองอารีรัตน์ทุกวันนี้เป็น Head Coach ในเกม Arena of Valor นะฮะหรือว่าที่รู้จักกันว่า RV
แพชชั่นเรื่องของกดไปแต่ได้ผลขึ้นมาแล้วได้แค่ร้อยองต่อเกียร์เรื่องแล้วเมื่อกี้เกินก่อนได้มาอีกโอ้โหโอ้โหคิวกดมากดได้เกียร์ครับ
ต่อไปยังไม่ได้เรียบร้อยโอปโต้ครับ
Welcome back to the venture into the sea Overwatch 2 community qualifier. Match number 1, Ice1 versus the AF Esports. And the AF, they show their prowess in their first 2 maps, taking a 2-0 lead right now, Axis.
Yep, showing strong prowess on the most traditional meta composition for this patch.
Yeah.
Veteranship from Rod Tang on the Winston, leading his team of young players all the way to the finish line. 2-0 up, not yet to the finish line, 2-0 up. gonna be next map type will be Escort. It's series point for DF. They're in the advantage right now, which means it's up to ICE1 whether they can turn it around or not.
Yeah, and as well, I would love to see how they're trying to push on to this, because you did say, right, that Lumi is the off tank players. Like he play off tank in Overwatch 1, but Rotan he plays the main tank in Overwatch 1. So I think Escort, which have the map will have Junkertown and Circuit Royale, the map that you can play the Sigma composition, the Sigma double sniper poke composition. So I believe that now, like this is like the time you can force either one of those two maps on to DAF, and let's see how they can adapt in this scenario, and how they can be able to, let's say, oh, I never played Winston before, or I never played Sigma before. I'm not that good with Sigma, but he kind of forced to play the Sigma. So what do? You force the mirror, or you play the Roadhog, or you still stuck with the Winston. And as I say right then and there, the maps, it's gonna be Circuit Royale.
Yeah, I think this is the map, one of the two maps other than Junkertown who can break the meta in this current patch. But also, I think if DAF wants to continue playing their Winston composition, they can still do so. And if I was DAF, right, if I know that, if all the teams in this tournament look at me, they know I want to play meta and they are going to pick Circuit Royale, they will probably have thought of that already, right? And they probably would have thought how they want to play Circuit Royale, because it is probably one of their clear weaknesses, and they would have thought to shore up that weakness. And Circuit Royale is a very, very, very sniper heavy map. And I have to say, Ace, in the past 1 or 2 years, I think he's the best Widowmaker in the entire region. He is just insane with his aim, with his sharpshooting. I'm really excited to see Ace on the Widowmaker.
Yeah, and I have to see what Ace has in store in this map, playing onto Widowmaker, and Yoshinori switching on to the Sojourn duty. And we have a little bit of the piano sabotaging from ICE1.
And interestingly here is that DF are playing the Kiriko Zencon. Not really often see, but Pali has been doing really well on the Kiriko so far. So it's definitely a comfort pick, and let's see what he can do.
Yeah, I kind of want to see what he can do, because usually Kiriko and Sunyata, correct me if I'm wrong, that's actually the first instant of Kiriko being played in the Overwatch Contender Australia, and it was actually played by Incendia at the time, right?
Yeah, it was. Back then, I think a lot of people were using Kiriko as more of a dive healer. Now it's changed to a more brawl, and look at the amount of space ICE1 is able to take. Lumi putting so much pressure, but
Ace.
That's what we were saying, Ace!
Yes, the 1v1 onto the Widowmaker. Ace actually gets the upper hand on that one. Pause the momentum of ICE1 for a little bit of slingshot. Didn't connect on the first shot, didn't connect on the second shot either. But he still gives this space to his team. Let's see how he can do. As Lumi trying to force his way up. A little bit of a trade. Alchemy and THQ4 has been falling down. It's a 4v4. But DAF is a little bit lack of the support, and the presence of the Discord orb may have to force this area away. Ace will not be able to hit the shot towards Jay to repercuss this damage, and as I said so, Jay will fall. A little bit of a caster curse right then and there. Swing the favor of the fight into the 5v4. And let's see how ICE1 approaches fight from now. Akame actually switched to play the Genji. Now, trying to decided to neglect the Widowmaker 1v1 battle and going in for the Genji, maybe to dive the Widow instead, and looking to deflect onto the Widowmaker shot. But here comes the infra side from Ace, which going to see a lot of things now. The quote-unquote wall hacks. A lot of layers has been seen. ICE1 trying to press from different angles. And here comes the amplification matrix, trying to pressure and zone the AF away from that position as Akame gets Yoshinori. And ICE1 will be able to push this for a while. Here comes the Kisses from Pale, and a Gravitic Flux right there from Lumi, really accidentally used, and Ace will be taken out. And I think ICE1 will be able to push this card towards the checkpoint. Unless Rotan will be able to disrupt this with Yoshi. Holy cow, Yoshinori! With the 3k, I was about to say, unless Rotan can come huge with this gravification matrix. But THQ4 and Yoshinori coming in online. at the last point, at the last instance of the card pushing towards the checkpoint, hold strong for the AF.
The past two maps, it wasn't even Yoshi on the Sojourn, it was Ace, but Yoshi is showing us here he can play the Sojourn as well. He can use the railgun to the same precision. But Akame has the blade. Ace is so low protection, Suzu is already forced out. It's up to Akame when he wants to pull this blade right now.
Yeah, and Akame has the opportunity. Suzu has been using. Here comes the overclock from Azalea, trying to pick some picks. Gets the Yoshinori as the first pick for Ice One, trying to put the advantage. Another nice headshot towards the Ace. And this could open the door for Ice One right now. Transcendence coming in from THQ4, trying to stall and buy some time here, as he and Rotangtep will be trying to stall as long as possible, but that will not be the case, as Jay get the final 2 picks, and Ice One will be able to reach the first checkpoint of this map.
I don't know about that Transcendence from TXQ4 there. Perhaps he's trying to help Rotang sustain until the rest of his team can come back, but look at it now. Oh, and he swaps to Lucio, but look at it now. No Transcendence, no defensive ultimate. Akame has his blade. It's good. Now it all relies on Pali's protection Suzu, unless Yoshi can hit a good snipe onto the Genji.
What's interesting to me a lot here with this composition, I was about to say, like, how would you use the Kiriko Lucio rollout with the Stigma, but Ace getting caught by Jay right then and there, which could cause Ice One to be able to steamroll this point. And here comes the Kitsune Rush from DAF, trying to force his fight onto his head, but Akame, here comes the Ryujin Okewakure, and nice Gravity Flux. What a flux from Lumi, and what a blade from Akame, as Ice One will tear DAF to shreds and will be able to push this payload further.
When you pop your Kitsune Rush, you want to go forward. Pali pops his. How can you go forward if there's a graphitic flux in your face, levitating your whole team in the air, and the Genji just cutting you down? But the AF already back on the point.
Yeah, and the window coming in hot right here for Ice One, trying to be the one going for the change here. And let's see how it do. Ace trying to be harassing the back line, trying to blow out a pause bomb. It does connect though, thanks to the immortality field, but Yoshinori gets to pick out the Hellfire regardless. A little bit of a late transcendence here from Jay, trying to force his fight onto his head. Yoshinori trying to delete the back line, but with the transcendence, that would be proof too difficult to see. Rotangtep gets Jay though, and trying to turn the fight. Rotangtep actually gets 2. Lumi gets THQ4, the card is still contest. Rotangtep gets 3, and Polly will be damaged to get Lumi, and this card will finally be stalled.
Yoshi was so aggressive that he gets punished, but without Hellfire on the Baptiste, that's a source of main healing gone. The moment your Transcendence disappears, you have so little healing, and the Zen so easily vulnerable to the dive, and DAF just collapses onto Ice One.
And Ice One, next fight they have only the railgun, the overclocks. Let's see, that DAF, they have 2, and with a lot more coming soon. Here comes the overclock from Azalea, trying to dive to the back line, but Rotangtep using the primal rage and dive to their back line instead, trying to force away something else and delay the fight. Nice pause from Ace, were able to get Akame as the shield was retracting, and Yoshinori with the overclock get Hellfire as well, as this fight seems to swing toward the AF favor. A punch to Lumi who secures it.
Oh my, that was so aggressive from Rotang, but he knows that there is not much peel from the side of Ice One. He goes in, force the immortality field. They can sustain up, but no worries, he still has the primal rage to assassinate the Ice One's backline. And now it's a full-on swap. Lucio Kiriko.
Yes, the Kitsune Rush again from Pali, and Akame is really low on to HP right now. Lumi is forced to use the Gravitic Flux, only gets to 2, and the B coming in to counter that as well. Rotangtep and Ace gets 2 more, and it is race to the car. Let's see who can touch it. I think Jay's able to touch it, but not for long, and they'll be stopped right there.
Yup, but I have to say, well played to Ice One. They were able to use the very slow composition to outpoke DF a lot of times. They fall short at right before the 3rd point. But I have to say, this map is a map where we have seen a lot of full holds. I think in Overwatch 1 we had Numbani, right? That was the map famous for getting full held on it, especially in rank. But in Overwatch 2, it's Circuit Royale. That corner right there and like the clothes shop, it's so painful. Like if you're defending, you can, like this statue right there, your Sojourn or Widow can just park at the statue right here and take so much space, the off angle onto the enemy team, and it's gonna be so hard for you to disrupt it, especially if you are playing a Sigma comp as own. Because if you send your tank there, your Sigma there to contest the sniper, then your whole team doesn't have a shield. And if you send a squishy there, it's so risky for them because they have to cross such a long distance to try to clear that space. So I have to say, this map is not over yet for either teams.
I agree with that. This map is, if not the best defensive map in the entire game right now. We see holes on the first turn, the second turn, the third turn, and the fourth turn a lot. Even way before where Ice One card has been stopped. But we have to see how Ice One will be able to play their defense of the double quote-unquote sniper composition right here now. They have a little bit of more sustained and more favorable of the how do you say this? The composition with the Baptiste, able the amplification matrix. Meanwhile, DAF, they play the Kiriko and the Zenyatta, which sure will get you more poke in the beginning, but the ultimates of Kitsune Rush, you need to be able to utilize with this composition that primarily focusing a lot onto the poke. And Ace get Azalea there! As you said again, Oxus, this man has been holding on and has been really shining on the Widowmaker so far. And that's gonna provide a lot of space for DAF Esports into this push.
Without the Sojourn, they don't have the Disruptor Shot to clear space as Ace gets another one. He catches both DPS single-handedly here.
Yeah, really interesting how DAF has been played so far. And here comes the shot right here, trying to poke down. Jay so low, will not be able to finish it off. A nice headshot again. Luby gets deleted. The focus fire, and Jay will going down as well. And DAF Esports is going to steamroll this card to the first checkpoint with 5 minutes to go, going into the finish line, which is in front of the second checkpoint.
Ace is creating so much space for his team right now. Look at the ultimate difference between Rotang and Lumi. Rotang doesn't even have to do anything. Rotang is at 70%, but Rotang doesn't really have to do anything. If it's Widow, he's just killing everything.
Ace again, and we see he doesn't get a lot of headshots, but he hits shots consistently. And when you hit shot consistently, even as a Widowmaker, especially as a Widowmaker, you'll be able to create picks and you will be able to create space. Even though as a DPS, you don't have to play tanks to create space for your team. And Ace just show us how. Ace just show us why. Look at the ultimate disparity from Ace and Azalea right there. The infra side already come and use already Pali with a Kitsune Rush, trying to finish this map as a whole. Rotang standing in the front. But let's see. Akabe trying to harass the backline. Lumi is the target of the Gravitic Flux. A lot of damage going on towards him. Akabe and Jay gets 2 picks though. Made to trade, going back and forth. But Yoshinori and Ace will still doing their duty. Oh my goodness, Yoshinori and Ace. This 2DPS is doing their job pretty well. Ace and Rotang is standing there, fighting it against Lumi. But they will not be able to take the pick right there. But Lumi falls, and Azalea falls on the trick shot. Akabe has to farm the Dragon Blade as fast as possible. Akabe with Ice 2 picks, and he will hold on the last straw for Ice One. But come back, and they touch the Transcendence coming clutch from Jay. As Lumi switch to the Wrecking Ball, trying to evaluate and try to equalize the threat, and eventually Ice One will be able to hold for now, but how long? Rotang coming back with the Wrecking Ball of his own. Ace hit another shot after Hellfire, and here comes Akabe with the blade, but he gets cut down from Harley. Only one man remaining here was Lumi as the card rise to the victory. Ice One will fall to DAF 3-0.
DAF clean 3-0. The last map, sharp shooting from Ace. So precise, and this is why I said I think he's the best sniper in our region. Even though he doesn't kill very fast, he's able to use his ability to use such tight angles and be able to hit the most insane shot is just absurd. And Yoshinori stepped up as well. We didn't see him on a Sojourn at all. We didn't see him on a Sojourn at all last week. We didn't see him in the first 2 maps. But we saw him on the one map he played Sojourn, that 3k all headshots on the overclock on their attack that was able to clutch up the fight. I have to give it to both the DPSs of DAF today, man. They did wonders on the 3rd map.
Agree, and Yoshinori and Ace, this duo has been wreaking havoc towards Ice One so far in this match. that they have been doing. This trio, Yoshinori and Ace, has been able to perform pretty well. And despite a phenomenal performance from Akame and Azalea, they will not be able to fight back against the AFS at all, as they clean house 3-0. But not all hope is lost yet for Ice One. They still have one more match that they can do. They still have one more chance, the last chance that they will have, which is the third match of today. It will be the loser of game number 1 and game number 2. Speaking of game number 2, the match coming up next is a little bit of a, how you say this, interesting as well in their own rights. It will be between Sweet Time and Lynx Thailand.
Yeah, and I think across both rosters, majority of them has represented Thailand in the World Cup at one point in time. So it's gonna be a very hype matchup, especially for all our Thai viewers out there. So I'm really excited to see that one. We haven't seen Lynx TH yet on stream. Actually, they're one of our 4 teams we haven't seen at all in the group stage. So who knows what they'll bring to the table?
Yeah, Lynx as well is a team with veterancy. With NZNR and Penny S and Rocket, a lot of fame, a lot of
familiar faces.
Yeah, familiar faces of Thai players in the past. They're coming back again. But let's see how they do against Sweet Time. But we will be taking a break before next match starts. So let's get into that. We'll be right back soon.
ว่าแต่ละตำแหน่งต้องการอะไรแต่ละตำแหน่งต้องทำอะไรเวลานั้นทีมควรจะทำอะไรคิดก็คือหนักขึ้นผมต้องเข้าใจเกมหลายๆอย่างเรื่องความรู้นี่ต้องแน่นเลยทั้งแนวทางแต่ละคนก็มีสไตล์การดราฟออกมาที่แตกต่างกันครับผมก็ต้องมีสไตล์การดราฟของผมที่ผมและผู้เล่นของผมอะเข้าใจเป็นโค้ชก็เหมือนเป็นกุนซือที่คุณต้องควบคุมทีมของคุณอะทีมนักรบของคุณอะไปในทิศทางเดียวกันเราต้องแบกรับอยู่แล้วครับความกดดันอะเพราะว่าในหน้าดราฟต์หน้าฮีโร่อย่างเงี้ยผู้เล่นเราอะนักรบเราอะลงไปอะพร้อมสู้แล้วเหมือนช่วงระหว่างการดราฟต์ฮีโร่ครับมันเป็นไมล์เกมของผมเลยนะของโค้ชอะมันเหมือนผมมีโลกของผมด้วยอะที่ผมต้องไปแข่งกับโค้ชของทีมอื่นอะหรือณเวลานั้นอะช่วงดราฟต์แค่ไม่เกิน5นาทีครับช่วงนั้นมันเป็นช่วงที่นานมากสำหรับผมเลยนะระหว่างเฟสหนึ่งอะที่ต้องดราฟต์ฮีโร่ตัวหนึ่งต้องแบนฮีโร่ตัวหนึ่งใน1นาทีอะผมคิดอะไรในหัวแบบเยอะมากอะคือในหัวภาพในหัวผมแบบเป็นตารางเป็นแบบตัวนี้แพ้ตัวนี้ชนะตัวนี้ควรเล่นอย่างนี้หยิบตัวนี้มาเขาจะหยิบตัวนี้ทีมนี้เก่งอย่างนี้ก่อนที่ผมจะกรองแล้วก็หยิบมาได้1ตัวครับคือผมสู้ตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแล้วอ่ะผู้เล่นอาจจะยังไม่ได้เล่นยังไม่ได้สู้แต่ว่าโค้ชหรือว่ากุนซือสู้กันตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแหละตั้งแต่ก่อนเกมเริ่มก็คือรับแรงกดดันตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแล้วพอสู้กันตอนนั้นเสร็จเราก็จะได้ชุดฮีโร่ออกมาเราก็ต้องอธิบายทีมของเราว่าเฮ้ยคุณต้องเล่นมาสไตล์ไหนนะคุณมีแผนต้นเกมยังไงคุณวิธีการชนะของคุณคืออะไรฝั่งตรงข้ามต้องการอะไรถึงจะชนะเกมนี้เราต้องการอะไรถึงจะชนะเกมนี้เราจะแก้ไขวิธีการเล่นยังไงผมต้องทำอย่างนั้นน่ะอธิบายตรงนั้นน่ะให้จบภายในแค่แบบเวลาไม่ถึง1นาทีด้วยซ้ำคุณก็ต้องเข้าใจเกมแล้วก็ไม่ใช่ว่าเล่นไม่ได้เลยคุณก็ต้องเล่นได้ในระดับหนึ่งถ้าแบบคุณมองว่าในอนาคตไม่ได้อยากเป็นโค้ชแบบทีมขำๆในห้องเรียนถ้าคุณมองว่าสักวันหนึ่งผมจะเป็นโค้ชในโปรลีกหนึ่งเลยอย่างน้อยคุณต้องเล่นเก่งในระดับหนึ่งเพราะว่าถ้าเล่นไม่ได้เลยก็จะไม่เห็นมุมมองของเกมแต่ถ้าเล่นเก่งในระดับหนึ่งแล้วก็อาจจะเห็นมุมมองอาจจะไม่ได้เล่นเก่งขนาดนั้นเลยมืออาจจะไม่ไปแต่ความคิดดีก็ไปพัฒนาเรื่องความคิดต่อเพราะว่าการเป็นโค้ชเนี้ยต้องลงไปลองเองอยู่แล้วเหมือนตัวผมเองผมก็ลงไปลองเองในหลายๆอย่างผมต้องเล่นทุกตำแหน่งนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นมิดเลนออฟเลนแครี่ป่าผมต้องเล่นทุกตำแหน่งเลยพอผมได้ไอเดียอะไรมาผมแบบตัวใหม่แพชปรับบัฟเนิร์ฟผมก็ลองเองในระดับหนึ่งแล้วพอผมค่อนข้างโอเคแล้วผมส่งไปให้ผู้เล่นวิจัยต่อทำงานร่วมกันใช่ฉะนั้นผู้เล่นที่จะมาเป็นโค้ชก็ต้องเล่นได้แล้วก็ศึกษาข้อมูลความรู้เยอะๆก็ต้องหมั่นศึกษาดูแข่งทำรีเสิร์ชทำชุดข้อมูลอย่างเงี้ยเพราะว่าพอมีโอกาสเข้ามาจริงๆเขาต้องพร้อมที่จะเพอร์ฟอร์มออกมาเขาต้องพร้อมที่จะเอาความรู้ที่เขามีออกมาใช้มีความรับผิดชอบมีวินัยอาจจะไม่จำเป็นต้องหาทีมโปรอย่างเดียวก็ได้บางทีคุณอาจจะเอาตัวเองเข้าไปหาในทีมเซมิโปรทีมที่เพิ่งเริ่มไปหัดตั้งแต่ก้าวเล็กๆก็ได้ครับว่าเฮ้ยผมมาสมัครเป็นโค้ชผมอยากเป็นโค้ชให้ทีมคุณซึ่งบางทีมเป็นทีมเซมิโปรเงี้ย เขาไม่มีโค้ชอะเพราะว่าผมคิดว่าโค้ชเป็นหนึ่งตำแหน่งที่ขาดแคลนมากในประเทศไทยโค้ชดีๆมีไม่เยอะแตกต่างกับผู้เล่นผมมั่นใจเลยผมการันตีเลยเด็กไทยเก่งมากเด็กอายุ13เอาจริงๆอะเด็ก10 ขวบ8 ขวบยังเก่งเลยคนที่อยากมาเป็นโค้ชแบบผมนะครับผมก็อยากให้ตั้ง mindset ถ้าอยากเป็นแบบผมก็ mindset ผมแล้วกันเพิ่มความรับผิดชอบครับผมทำให้ตัวเองมีความรับผิดชอบมากขึ้นผมก็กล้าพูดเลยว่าผมก็เป็นหนึ่งคนที่ขาดความรับผิดชอบมาก่อนครับผมก็พอถึงในจุดหนึ่งผมโตขึ้นผมก็รู้ว่าความรับผิดชอบมันสำคัญขนาดไหนวินัยความรับผิดชอบความขยันหมั่นหาความรู้เริ่มจากหาอะไรด้วยตัวเองหมั่นหาทุกอย่างเข้าหาตัวเองครับพยายามดึงดูดทุกอย่างเข้าหาตัวเองไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของการแข่งขันปัจจัยหลายๆอย่างอย่ารอให้สิ่งที่เราต้องการดึงเราเข้าไปอย่าอยู่สบายอย่างนั้นด้วยความที่เป็นกีฬาด้วยด้วยความที่เป็นอาชีพด้วยไม่มีอะไรได้มาง่ายๆครับผมแบบเล่นมาตั้งแต่แบบหาทีมจาก Facebook ครับน้องๆในเฟซพิมพ์ว่าหาทีมครับอะไรอย่างเงี้ยไม่ย่อท้อแข่งเล่นมาเรื่อยๆพยายามไต่ระดับมาเรื่อยๆจนมีทุกวันนี้ได้ครับผมก็อย่าหลงทางอย่าหลงละเลงในหลายๆอย่างครับผมแล้วก็ต้องยอมสละความสุขบางอย่างในชีวิตไปถ้าเรามีทาร์เก็ตมีเป้าหมายที่เราอยากจะก้าวไปให้ถึงไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องเล่นเรื่องความสนุกสนานบางอย่างเราต้องตัดไปเพราะเราต้องไปหาความรู้ทางจากส่วนตัวผมเองผมก็ตัดหลายอย่างเหมือนกันในชีวิตวัยรุ่นก่อนที่จะผมวันนี้ได้ผมเชื่อเลยว่าผมใช้เวลาเป็นมหาลัยนะก่อนแบบได้ขึ้นมาเป็นโปรผมตัดเวลาเที่ยวเล่นออกไปเยอะมากครับน้อยกว่าเด็กมหาลัยด้วยกันเยอะมากๆเพื่อที่จะไปศึกษาเรื่องเกมไปซ้อมเรื่องเกมนอกจากเรียนแล้วซึ่งไอ้ตรงเนี้ยมันคือไฟของแต่ละคนมันคือแพชชั่นที่คุณต้องมีความรับผิดชอบที่คุณต้องสร้างมาเองตอนนั้นผมไม่ได้อยู่ในสังกัดใหญ่ไม่มีใครมาจี้ผมหรอกว่าผมต้องทำอะไรไม่ทำอะไรมันไม่มีแบบแผนด้วยว่าผมทำอะไรผิดผมต้องรู้ตัวเองผมต้องทำเท่าไหร่ที่ผมจะไปในจุดที่ผมอยากเป็นมาทั้งชีวิตได้ผมอยากเป็นนักแข่ง e-sport ครับผมก็ต้องพยายามทำให้มากที่สุดผลลัพธ์จะเป็นยังไงอย่าไปคิดถึงมันคุณแค่ทำให้ตัวคุณให้ดีที่สุดเราต้องไม่หลอกตัวเองเลยนะครับต้องทำแล้วเรามองแล้วว่าเรารับผิดชอบแล้วจริงๆเราทำแล้วมันดีที่สุดจริงๆถ้ามันไหวมันมีโอกาสเข้ามาแน่นอน
ครับผมชื่อโดนปลดภพเทียนดำนะครับผมชื่อเล่นชื่อซันในวงการก็ใช้ชื่อซันวอลครับผมซันวอลจ็อกแคสเตอร์ครับผมคือต้องบอกว่าจริงๆแล้วเป็นคนเล่นเกมแน่นอนนะครับก่อนจะมาพากเกมได้ก็คงจะต้องเล่นเกมมาก่อนก็มีประสบการณ์ในการเป็นนักกีฬาการแข่งขัน e-sport นะครับแต่ช่วงนั้นมันน่าจะเกิน10 ปีแล้วมันนานมากคือตอนนั้นไม่มีรางวัลอะไรนอกจากแผ่นรองเมาส์ เอาไปใช้ที่บ้านกันนะครับผมแต่เราก็มาพบทีหลังว่ามันอาจจะไม่ใช่เวของเราเท่าไหร่ไม่ใช่ทางของเราเป็นคนที่ดูการแข่งขันอยู่แล้วเพราะว่าเวลาที่เราจะไปแข่งขันครับเราต้องศึกษาข้อมูลของคู่แข่งของเราเนาะคู่ต่อสู้ของเราว่าเป็นอะไรยังไงสมัยนั้นเนี่ยครับก็เลยนั่งคิดว่าการดูรีเพลย์กับความรู้ของเราเนี่ยนะครับคิดว่าน่าจะช่วยคนที่เล่นเกมนี้ด้วยกันได้นะครับแล้วก็ประกอบกับว่าตัวเองเนี่ยได้ไปเจอนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport คนหนึ่งอินสปิเรชันของผมเลยก็ว่าได้คือโทบีดอลสันนะครับตอนนี้แกรีไทร์ไปแล้วเรียบร้อยนะครับก็พบว่าเฮ้ยทำไมการดูรีเพลย์ของเราจากเดิมมันช่างน่าเบื่อใช้เวลาที่นานพอมาฟังเสียงการบรรยายของเขาที่มันรู้สึกแบบปลุกใจเร้าใจอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับก็เลยเริ่มลองศึกษาการทำบอดแคสติ้งการทำโปรดักชันพื้นฐานครับก็เลยลองเริ่มมาเป็นนักพากย์ดูตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นเลยครับผมคือต้องบอกว่านักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยเป็นส่วนช่วยให้ทำให้เกมดูสนุกขึ้นมีเนื้อเรื่องมีสตอรี่ที่ชัดเจนขึ้นนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นการกระทำของนักกีฬาเองไม่ว่าจะเป็นสตอรี่ของทัวร์นาเมนต์เองนะครับตัวผู้บรรยายเนี่ยจะทำให้ผู้ชมนะครับหรือว่าออเดียนส์เนี่ยมีความรู้สึกดึงดูดที่จะอยู่กับตรงนั้นได้นานขึ้นนั่นเองนะครับคือต้องบอกว่าในการดูแข่งเกมธรรมดาเนี่ยครับมันก็เหมือนที่ซันไปดูรีเพลย์คนเดียวตอนแรกที่ไม่มีผู้บรรยายคือเราอาจจะ enjoy อาจจะสนุกกับมันแต่ว่าอาจจะไม่ได้ 100% เนาะเพราะว่าเหมือนเราดูคนเดียวแล้วเหมือนเราคุยคนเดียวครับมันไม่มีเพื่อนมานั่งคุยด้วยครับนักพากย์อารมณ์ว่าเหมือนเป็นเพื่อนนั่งดูเข้ามานั่งดูกับเราผ่านทางช่องทางออนไลน์อย่างใดก็แล้วแต่หรือว่าตามงานไลน์งานออฟไลน์อะไรอย่างนี้นะครับก็เลยทำให้คนดูเนี่ยรู้สึกว่าเฮ้ยเขาไม่ได้ดูอยู่คนเดียวนะเขามีคนดูเป็นเพื่อนคุณแล้วก็ให้ความรู้ความเข้าใจด้วย กับการเล่นเกมนั้นซึ่งอาจจะทำให้คุณเข้าใจเกมได้มากขึ้น
ไอ้บอลมาเหยียบไป2ตัวตรงนี้เขามาคุกวงในใส่เข้าไปเจไดตามมาจ่ายดาเมจแล้วโดนด้านหลังฝั่งมูดี้ไม่รอดพีเจบอกว่าเหลืออีกคนนึงไว้ทำไมไปด้วยกันดีกว่า
เพราะว่าการแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยคนที่ดูแล้วไม่เข้าใจเกมเนี่ยสามารถดูได้นะครับแต่ว่าความอินเนี่ยมันจะไม่ร้อยแน่นอนมันจะประมาณสัก 60% 70% พอมีนักพากย์ปุ๊บเข้าใจเกมเข้าใจตัวเมคานิกแล้วก็เข้าใจการตัดสินใจของนักกีฬาเมื่อไหร่นะครับเราก็จะได้เข้าใจอย่างเป็นเหตุเป็นผลมากขึ้นในการตัดสินใจหรือว่าสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นบนหน้าจอภายในเกมครับนั่นคือหน้าที่ของนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport เลยเราเริ่มจากความสนใจก่อนเนาะว่าทางตัวของนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport อย่างแรกแน่นอนที่พูดไปก่อนอันนี้คือต้องเล่นเกมนั้นเนาะถามว่าเล่นเก่งไหมต้องเป็นแรงค์แบบท็อปเซิร์ฟเวอร์ท็อป100ไหมถ้าเป็นได้ก็ดีนะครับแต่ว่าถ้าไม่ได้เป็นแบบนั้นนะครับก็คือเราสามารถที่จะดูเกมให้เป็นก่อนอย่างแรกก็คือศึกษาตัวเกมนั้นแล้วก็ต้องชมตัวของ iPod Pro ด้วยหลายครั้งเนี่ยผมมองว่าเขาเล่นแบบ low profile high profit มากๆนะครับคือเล่นเพื่อทีมของจริงเลยผมใช้คำว่าอาชีพนี้มันใช้ passion ค่อนข้างเยอะมันใช้ความลุ่มหลงความหลงไหลกับตัวเกมนั้นๆค่อนข้างเยอะเพราะว่าเวลาที่เราทำงานแล้วมี passion กับมันเราก็จะเรียนรู้มันเองโดยอัตโนมัตินะแล้วพอเราเริ่มเข้าใจตัวเกมแล้วเนี่ยสิ่งต่อมาที่เราว่ามันเป็นความท้าทายตรงนั้นก็คือเรื่องของทักษะในการพูดทุกคนไม่มีใครเกิดมาพูดเก่งนะครับผมเองก็เช่นกันมันต้องมีการฝึกฝนตลอดนะครับช่วงที่ซันฝึกฝนได้จริงๆเนี่ยน่าจะเป็นตอนสมัยครอบครัวเปิดร้านอาหารแล้วผมเนี่ยเป็นคล้ายๆกับว่าเป็นคนที่คอยเก็บฟีดแบ็กของลูกค้าอะไรครับพี่ครับอาหารวันนี้เป็นยังไงบ้างครับอะไรอย่างเงี้ยมันเหมือนทำให้เรามีอินเทอร์แอคชั่นมีการพูดคุยกับคนอื่นๆในทุกๆวันจนเหมือนมันชินไปเองต่อให้เราไม่ได้เก่งแต่แรกดังนั้นเนี่ยทักษะการพูดสำคัญมากเพราะว่าความเข้าใจเกมเนี่ยผมว่าคนที่รักเกมรู้อยู่แล้วว่าเกมตัวเองมันเล่นยังไงนักกีฬาเป็นยังไงติดตามได้ผมว่าไม่ยากแต่ทักษะการพูดเนี่ยผมว่านี่คือสิ่งที่ท้าทายที่สุดเพราะว่าเราต้องใช้เวลาในการเรียนรู้กับมันนิดนึงอะไรอย่างนี้นะครับแต่ถ้าพูดไม่เก่งหรือเป็นคนขี้อายเนี่ยแบบซันเนี่ยนะก็มองว่าลองหาเขาเรียกไงชีวิตประจำวันที่เราสามารถพบปะพูดคุยกับผู้คนได้มากกว่าเดิมสักนิดหน่อยค่อยๆขยับไปเรื่อยๆอันนั้นคือความท้าทายนะครับการหารายได้ของนักภาคการแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยนะครับหรือว่าผู้บรรยายการแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยก็เรียกได้ว่าหาได้ปัจจุบันเนี่ยมันกว้างมากเลยนะเพราะว่าแต่ก่อนเนี่ยส่วนใหญ่ก็คือเอาตรงๆนะแต่ก่อนคือไม่มีอะไรได้เลย ไม่ได้อะไรเลยนะครับในช่วงสมัยยุคโซเชียลเน็ตเวิร์กยุคแรกนะไฮไฟฟ์อะไรเงี้ยก็การหารายได้ค่อนข้างยากอะไรเงี้ยครับแต่ว่าในปัจจุบันเนี่ยครับวิธีการหารายได้ว่างมากขึ้นนะครับตรงๆอย่างแรกเลยคือมาจากผู้ว่าจ้างเนาะอาจจะมีทางตัวของ organizer ผู้จัดการแข่งขันหรือว่าทาง publisher หรือว่าค่ายเกมมาว่าจ้างเราแต่การตรงนี้มันจะมีความท้าทายอยู่ตรงที่ว่าแล้วทำไงเขาจ้างล่ะเราใช้ความเข้าใจของเราเนี่ยในการที่จะส่งมอบตัวของความรู้ตัวของคอนเทนต์เข้าไปในคอมมูนิตี้ของเกมนั้นแล้วคอมมูนิตี้จะเริ่มรับรู้ตัวตนของคุณเองว่าอ๋อพี่คนนี้เขาเคยทำไกด์นี้แล้วผมเล่นเกมเก่งเกมนี้เพราะพี่เขาเลยนะผมเริ่มตัวตนของคอมมูนิตี้จะออกมาเองตามผลงานของตัวเองก่อนอย่างแรกแล้วเดี๋ยวผู้ว่าจ้างครับเวลาเขาเห็นเขาจะหาเขาเรียกว่า KOL เนาะหรือว่าเป็นตัวของ Key Opinion Leader ที่ถ้าเป็นภาษาไทยเหมือนประมาณแบบว่าคนที่สามารถชักจูงผู้คนได้นะเป็นคนที่มีอิทธิพลต่อความคิดถ้าเราเป็นจุดนั้นได้เนี่ยเดี๋ยวorganizer เดี๋ยว publisher เนี่ยเขาจะหาคุณเองว่าโอ้ยคนนี้เขาเล่นเกมเราเยอะนะแล้ว community สังคมเกมเรารู้จักเขาทีเนี้ยมันจะเริ่มไม่ยากนะครับเขาก็สามารถจะมีระบบตัวของ subscribing นะครับหรือว่าจะเป็นตัวของ donate นะครับเข้ามาเป็นรายได้เสริมของเราได้นะครับตรงเนี้ยเป็น3ช่องทางหลักๆแต่ถ้าจะให้ซันพูดอีกเนี่ยยังมีเยอะมากนะครับที่จะหามันนะครับแต่ตรงนี้เนี่ยนี่คือ3ช่องทางหลักๆที่หลายคนน่าจะต้องรู้ไว้ก่อนครับต้องใช้ความรักกับเกมนั้นพอสมควรจะใช้คำว่าติดเกมนั้นก็ได้แหละแต่คำว่าติดเกมที่ว่าเนี่ยมันก็อยู่ที่เรื่องของความรับผิดชอบด้วยเนาะนะครับใครที่อย่างแรกที่อยากจะขอเลยคือทุกอาชีพของเราต้องมีความรับผิดชอบดูเรื่องของเวลาเราพูดถึงวินาทีทุกเวลาทุกนาทีทุกชั่วโมงทุกวันว่าเฮ้ยถ้าเรามีความรับผิดชอบครับต่อให้เราไปทำงานอะไรมันโอเคหมดแบ่งเวลาให้เหมาะสมนะครับเน้นเรื่องการศึกษาไว้ก่อนนะครับไปเรียนให้เรียบร้อยทำการบ้านไปพ่อแม่แฮปปี้นะครับดังนั้นพ่อแม่ส่วนใหญ่จะค่อนข้างปล่อยนิดนึงแหละถ้าเกิดว่าลูกๆมีความรับผิดชอบดูแลตัวเองได้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับนี่คือสิ่งที่อยากเน้นก่อนเลยอย่างที่2คือเรื่องของการพูดเนาะนะครับอย่างที่บอกคือเรื่องของความเข้าใจเกมเนี่ยซันคิดว่าคนเล่นเกมไม่ต้องพูดกันคนเล่นเกมเยอะรู้อยู่แล้วว่าเกมตัวเองมาเล่นยังไงนะครับแต่ว่าวิธีการพูดเนี่ยเป็นเรื่องที่ ทำเริ่มไม่ได้ง่ายแต่ฝึกกันได้ทุกคนนะครับพยายามที่จะลองที่จะพูดเยอะขึ้นกับคนอื่นอะไรเงี้ยครับอาจจะต้องเขาเรียกไงหาจุดแบบไปเที่ยวกับเพื่อนเวลามีสังสรรค์กับเพื่อนอะไรเงี้ยครับพยายามใช้เวลาในการพูดเยอะขึ้นเรื่อยๆเรื่อยๆเรื่อยๆเดี๋ยวจะเริ่มปรับตัวได้เองแหละครับเดี๋ยวเผลอๆคุณจะพูดเก่งโดยที่คุณไม่รู้ตัวแบบผมอะครับอยู่ๆก็พูดมากขึ้นมา อะไรประมาณนั้นครับผมนอกจากนั้นเนี่ยก็จะไม่มีอะไรมากครับส่วนใหญ่ก็จะอยู่ที่ความรับผิดชอบในทุกๆเรื่องครับผม
I was created to lead Omnics into war. But all I have ever wanted is a better life for my people. The fact that we exist is a miracle unto itself. We have studied the ways of peace and harmony. We have meditated on the universe and our place within it. We have tried to coexist with humanity, but humanity is not interested in sharing their world. How many more Omnics should perish to fuel mankind's dreams? No more. Our race is only a single generation. Finite and
แพชชั่นโอ้ไปแต่ได้ผลขึ้นมาได้แค่ร้อยองค์ต่อเกียร์เรื่องเดิมเมื่อกี้เก็บก่อนมาได้มาอีกโอ้โหเมื่อกี้กดมากดได้เกียร์ที่สองไปยังไม่ได้เรียบร้อยโอปโต้ครับ
We are back. Ladies and gentlemen, match 1 is finished. And match number 2 is here. Match 1, Ice1 fought valiantly, but it falls to DAF Esports 3-0 and falls to a lower bracket. But this match is another match that people have been waiting for a lot, isn't it, Oxys? It's Sweet Time versus Lynx.
Yup, Sweet Time versus Lynx. A team with players all around with storied history. If I was gonna look at this match, one word that comes to my mind is experience. All 10 players that are going to be in this lobby are full of experience. And I'm excited to see how they approach this new game and this new meta.
Yeah, it's really interesting to see how it can do. Sweet Time, last time we saw them play actually on Route 66 has come up with a really interesting strategy as well, right? They play the Saya and the Orisa. We don't know what's in their minds. Maybe saving strats or maybe want to try something new. We have to wait and see. But Lynx, we haven't seen them play ever.
Yeah. We have not seen them play at all, but they are, I think, the only round of 16 game that was not a 3-0. They fought a close, hard battle, 3-2, to qualify to the playoff stage. And that just means that they can perform well under pressure. And on the playoffs, there is going to be a lot of pressure. And these are veterans. And like we were talking about, we have not seen them before. We don't know what they're going to play, be it the Winston or the Hawk. But looking at the roster, they have Queen. And Queen is a very experienced main tank player known for Winston the Reinhardt, which plays perfect into the current meta comp. So I expect to see both teams actually on the Winston. Because if you have Queen, on the other side, you have Tita Watt, one of the best main tanks in SCA, one of the most experienced player in SCA, especially on the main tank position.
Yes, and I agree to that. And they have to face against each other in a matchup that haven't been... I don't think both of this person have been fighting each other for more than 3 years, if I remember correctly. And it's pretty interesting to see them being played once again, not as teammates, but as enemy.
Yep.
Even though they
play,
as an enemy all the time.
Yep. I mean, they share the same role. I think there is going to be a rare chance to see them on the same team here. But speaking of same teams, on both sides, a lot of players with history with the Thai World Cup roster.
Yep.
On Lynx, we have NZNR, we have Rocket Pennies, the support line, multiple years of representation, and on Sweet Time, we have the core 3 players that we see year after year in the World Cup. Aputo, Titawat, Mickey, and Mickey has been in the Overwatch League, the highest level of competition. But for this new game, he has swapped over to the support position, which will be probably the Kiriko.
Yes, of course, and he has been playing Kiriko pretty effectively so far right now in the tournament. On this one match that we have been seeing him, of course, with Overwatch 2 reducing the tanks from 2 to 1, Mickey, the ever so flexing man himself, decided to play onto the support, and more importantly, playing onto the flex support, the position that he is somewhat comfortable with when Brigitte has come around, mainly because, well, on one side, right, Mickey at one point was considered one of the best diva in the world during his stay as Envious and short time as a Dallas Fuel. But then a little bit of a meta shifting come around, and then a character you all know as Brigitte has come around. And that's what kind of happens. Mickey picked up Brigitte, trying to help the struggling Dallas Fuel at the time, who was struggling playing GOATs at that time, to somewhat play GOATs very effectively. And he was considered as well one of the good Brigitte, like one of the best Brigitte in the world, and play a part in helping Thailand. Yeah. So first map is Oasis right here and there, ladies and gentlemen. We see it right now.
Yep. Oasis, finally not Lijiang, which a lot of teams have been picking this tournament, but Oasis is a map where it's also like Lijiang, where there's a lot of variety. But one thing in this map, for University, it favors the close range brawl. The other two maps, very high ground dependent, so we could see a lot of compositions here. But I think one thing that this tells me is that both teams want to play the Winston, because I think this is one of probably not a very good map for the Hog. And here we see the rosters for both sides. And one interesting thing to note, Sweet Time has a mixed roster, 3 Thai players, 2 Singaporean players, both represented on this roster. And I have to say, all 5 players, they have been playing Overwatch at a very high level since the game's launch in 2016. Cryptic and Ayako, from the Singaporean side of myself, they have always been in the scene. And Cryptic, much like Aputo, is one of those hyper-flex DPS players that is very quick to pick up new heroes. But the new hero will be on the side of Aputo, playing the Sojourn today.
Yeah, and I agree to that. And, well, we have to see how it goes. Like in Oasis, I normally love University because it's the only place where I can play Reinhardt. But on to the garden right here and there. It's not the garden, the city center, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, this is a city center which prefer the high ground situation of the Winston. Whenever this map come around, I pick onto the Winston and take the high advantage of the high ground. We see how both teams goes. Lynx and Sweet Time occupy their space at high ground already, and Titawat got deleted by NCNR, and that's a good beginning for Lynx to start off this match. We have to wait and see here how Sweet Time is gonna play without their tanks.
And that was so unlucky there from Titawa. I think his bubble got misplaced at an unfortunate timing. It fell off the high ground, which left him defenseless against the Reaper. Not something he had wanted there, but Galloway is forced off the high ground. Titawa taking control of the high ground right now.
Yeah, Titawa taking control of the high ground, forcing Lynx to go to the low ground. And like in Star Wars, this time when you say it's over, I have the high ground. Coming and dive to the back line as let's say how Sweet Time fight this match. Obito getting queens, and now with no tanks, Lynx, the situation flipped on its head. Let's see
and
how
once again, once again, the first person that falls was the tank for both of the respective teams, and this time it's Sweet Time getting that advantage, forcing the entirety of Lynx TH back.
Yeah, and let's see how it's gonna be here. Sweet Time right here and now trying to take control of the point. The point isn't won yet, but Lynx eventually gets it. A Kisune rush coming in from Mickey already pretty fast though as a re-engage for Lynx. A lot of Rockets going in with the sound barrier. So kind of neutralizing each other out. But Tito White getting Gallowin. And the Reds coming in from Sweet Time trying to clean this up. Tito White get Penny yes as well. And Cryptic get Queens as he's trying to jump towards the back line. This point looking poised to flip in favor of the Sweet Time.
And that was well played there from Sweet Time. Panis uses his Kiwi God to try to get the point. Sweet Time just kites all the way back. They let Lynx have the point. But guess what? In the next fight, Lynx is forced to contest the point, right? Which means they cannot run away from the Kitsune Rush or Mickey. Mickey uses it at a very well timing, and Sweet Time just goes all over, surrounds Link, TH focus them one by one, and they win the fight.
Yeah. And here comes Lynx right here. Now here comes the Dead Blossom coming in from Cryptic. Didn't get anyone yet, but Tito White cleaned it up with 2. The support is down from Lynx. And Sweet Time are holding their sweet time. And controlling the point further.
And the speed that won that fight was so fast, but somehow Lynx was forced to use 2 ultimates with 0 value. Overclock was popped by Gallywin. Primal was popped by Queen. They only have the Death Blossom for the next fight. They better make this work.
Yeah. Mickey have the Suzu still. But no beats though. The support ultimate is not there for Sweet Time. So if they decided to go for the anything, Sweet Time may have a rough time to respond. But Tito White getting rockets again. And Queen is really OHP and see it all! Into the back line gets 2. Tito White uses the Primal Rage though, trying to neutralize it. Tito White and Cryptic still hold the line for Sweet Time. And they will still be holding on despite the beautiful Dead Blossom from NCNR.
And Tito White is creating so much space for Sweet Time right now. He knows he has a Primal Rage, which means he can go in aggressively. So he pops the Primal Rage, focuses onto one target, singles them out. NCNR returns with 2, but the trades just go in the way of Sweet Time, and it's 86-27 right now.
Kitsune Rush coming in from Penny S, trying to neutralize this fight, trying to make Lynx getting a step forward here. Sweet Time disengage a little bit, letting Lynx take control of this point. They don't want to fight when they're in disadvantage, and Mickey have the Kitsune Rush coming in. Speak of the devil, he used it, but Cryptic getting 4 first from Rocket. Obito trying to use the overclock, trying to find some pick. He gets Eddie, getting 1 really close here. NCNR force. Obito gets 2 out of Queens. And now the point will certainly looking poised to flip. Let's see how Obito to do. Sweet Time, they have no ultimate. Ayako is so close in getting the sound barrier, and Obito punch Rockets as the point flips. It's Sweet Time favor. Ayako still has the sound barrier to throw to Lynx. Whatever they throw at them, and Lynx will not be even managed to touch the point, and Sweet Time get the first portion of this match.
And one thing I have to commend Sweet Time for is that they are playing so well together as a unit. The Panias is struggling to get value from Kitsune Rush, and it's not his fault. It's just Ayako on the Lucio is just able to call his speed boost so well to kite away 2 times already, rendering the Kitsune Rush useless. And when the ultimate dissolves, that's the go button. They go in fast and leaving almost no time for Lynx to react, and they close out the fight.
Yeah. And we see a little bit of a confidence right there, and how Sweet Time played this match. Interestingly enough, actually, they don't usually mirror Kitsune Rush. They prefer to just disengage the opponent Kitsune Rush. They go in with their own.
And I think that's the correct play, because if you're mirror, you're leaving it on a gamble. You want to have the fight where only your team has the Kitsune Rush, so you have the clear advantage.
Really interesting insight there for R6. And here comes Sweet Time. Obito get another pick from Rockets right here. And now this man has been performing onto Surgeon so far on the last match, and here right here. And now and Mickey and Tito Watt coming in. And with no foundation, Lynx collapse as the rest of the team falls, and a point first advantage, Sweet Time.
And so good on the neutral there. Well played from Sweet Time, taking down Rocket first. And look at Ayako's ultimate charge compared to Rocket. He's gonna build up to his sound barrier so much more quicker, and that can make the sustain for Sweet Time.
Yes, and right now though, Lynx trying to control a little bit of a high ground window right there, forcing Tito Butts to the low ground. They spotted Obito trying to dive him, but he disengaged with the power slide as the rest of the Sweet Time trying to go in and brawl in the middle. Both two teams going in, flexing their muscle, trying to find anyone. Tito Butts has been going low and low and low. Not yet. He managed to disengage and jump away. Let's see how he can do here. Queen's trying to look at the back line. Will he be able to dive in? Mickey using the Gizzy Dash already. No response from Patties as he does not have one. As he and Obito, the duo, getting 2 picks as the rest falls.
And Lynx are playing so fast right now, but honestly, sometimes this meta, you don't want to play at such a high speed. You want to wait for your Sojourn to get the picks, get the damage done. Queen goes in so deep, leaving his rest of the team for sweet time. They don't even need to jump, they can just walk up and collapse on a tankless Lynx TH.
Yeah, right here and now, here comes the Kitsune Rush from Lynx, and they force Sweet Time into a fight, but the sound barrier using it to as a repercussion as Obito and Yayako gets 1 each. And right now, despite the Kitsune Rush, Lynx will not be able to penetrate to Sweet Time defense. And 2 fights remaining for them for the first map to grab victory on the first map, Sweet Time.
Yeah, it's not looking good for Lynx right now, but for the first time this map, they have the clear ultimate advantage. They're 4 out compared to Sweet Time's 2. Yeah, it's double actually, and it's last fight territory, but they need to have a good timing to use this out. But Titawa is giving them none of that.
Yeah, Gallowin already using onto the overclock as the points ticking towards the favor of Lynx. Sweet Time trying to force this fight away. Titawa using this out, using the primal range, but here comes Titawa the Cryptic with each ultimate has been used. Only 2 is enough for Sweet Time as the Reds is still in contesting. It's still in contention. Fanny has to use the Swift to get away. Titawa the HP is running down pretty low, trying to use the barrier to force Fanny has to not be able to heal. Cryptic get in CNR, and right now Sweet Time looking forward and poised to get the first map, and they will do.
Oh my, that was quite a one-sided affair there from Sweet Time. Rocket didn't even get a chance to use his sound barrier at the end of the map right there. Here we see Pluto cleaning up on the Sojourn. Very consistent player at the top of his game for so many years, and proving it once again on the new hero Sojourn.
Yeah, Obito has been one of the most advocated and the most consistent player in Thailand and in Southeast Asia. He has been playing Overwatch for a lot, even through this time, the gap where he was not playing that much of in the in that highest stage of the game, not in the Overwatch League. And in Contender, he's trying to find his way for himself, but ultimately Obito is still consistent. He still got it, and he proved here yet again that he will be able to perform when his team needs him.
I think right now Sweet Time has the better understanding of this meta comp. The way Lynx plays it, they're almost playing it like a dive, right? Queen goes in first and he tries to make the space for his team to follow up. But you cannot play like this right now in this meta because you want your team to stick together as a unit. You cannot split up because the moment Queen jumps in alone to try to get one of the supports of DPS force cooldowns, like you normally would in a normal Winston comp, Titawa and the rest of the team just speed in. Titawa doesn't need to commit any cooldowns. He doesn't need to commit his jump or his bubble. He can just walk up and just go onto a defenseless Lynx TH. So I think right now, Lynx TH needs to play less frantic and play less slower. I mean less faster in this meta if they want to win out Sweet Time in the mirror.
Yeah. And right here, right now, Lynx are on the back foot, but still not all hope is lost. It's still one map, guys. Like, you know, come on, it's not the end of the world. They can still fight back and they can still ride in high. Ladies and gentlemen, map number 2 is coming in pretty close. Axis, how much will you bet that the next map will be King's Row?
I mean, looking at the two teams, they both want to play Winston, right? So I can almost certainly bet that they're probably going to go to King's Row. And it's probably a map that all of them are really familiar with. Compared to maybe newer maps like Paraiso, maybe not yet completely figured out. King's Row is a map, hasn't changed in the past 6-7 years. Very easy, I mean, everyone knows how to play King's Row, right? So I certainly expect them to go to King's Row, especially with the style that they're bringing.
Yeah, King's Row is like the player's favorite map in this tournament so far. Like, I have casted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This is my 8th game casted. Okay, I've cast 6 King's Row so far? 6. The only one time that was not King's Row was on Paraiso, which is a map that I grown to kind of like because of how you can play Winston on that map and how the map geometry kind of goes, which is I find it a little bit ironic that this map gets a lot of complaints from Lucio main, where they can they find it difficult to wall ride, but the map is in Brazil.
I mean, the ironic thing, it's Lucio's home ground. I mean, the third point is literally Lucio's club, right?
Yeah.
And no surprises here. It's King's Row. Maybe I would like to challenge teams. If all teams are going to King's Row, right? Why not a team just do not go to King's Row and maybe catch a team off guard? You know?
I would rejoice. I would Okay, I can't do a backflip, but if I can do a backflip, I would certainly do one because of how I kind of want to play. I kind of want to cast any other maps right now. So yeah, let's see how Lynx play on this map, and we take a look at both teams here. And a little bit of shenanigan right there and there, and well, wow.
Yep, both teams feeling the vibe right now. Sweet time, elation all around. Happy they won the first map. For Lynx TH, maybe a more serious mood, trying to think how they can turn this series around. Going on to the map of King's Row. On defense, we know that Lynx is probably gonna roll out onto this. No surprises here. Winston's on both sides. It's exactly the same as the first map, but we saw the first map is quite one-sided, so Lynx really needs to step it up here. They need to go over the game plan and execute it because it's the same old game from the first map. So if they continue playing how they did, I'm afraid it might not look too well for them.
Yeah, and let's see how it's gonna be here. Sweet Time will be the one onto the offense first, mirroring the composition. It is the Banana Rush variation of the Bao composition, and let's see how it goes. Titowat going aggressively already into this fight, and Queens though with a nice repercussion, but Queens fall as well, so it's a 1-for-1, but Lynx has no availability of the tank. Let's see how it goes. After this, Titowat having a lot of space to himself, and Sweet Time was just cruising onto the point so far.
The trade favors Sweet Time, right? If your main tank falls, if Queen falls, that's the bulk of your health pool gone. Sweet Time, only one of the support falls. They can just restabilize.
Yeah, and I agree, and with the respawn, with the spawn being so close to the point, it favors Sweet Time even more. And Obito and Gallowin with each picks of the Sojin Railgun can cause this fight to wreak havoc, but Cryptic pulls the advantage towards Sweet Time. Gallowin not done just yet, trying to pull this advantage back to Lynx as much as possible, but with the number disadvantage, Lynx is forced to back away.
Once again, Sweet Time forces the entirety of Lynx TH to split up, and that's where the focus fire comes in. So clean with the Reaper. Cryptic gets to Gallowin, gets a trade on the Mickey, but the respawn, the spawn doors for Sweet Time is so close to the cut right now. That trade is basically quite
not a trade.
Unimpactful. Yeah.
Yeah, it's basically turned into not so good. Not a trade at all, not a transaction whatsoever, because Mickey can just come back and the fight is not happening in any way, shape or form. Let's see how Sweet Time played from here, and as well as Lynx. I want to see how they play in this situation right here now, where they lose the point kinda abruptly, even though they get a pick right at the end. Will slow Sweet Time momentum down a little bit. Here comes a dive already from Queens, but a nice Suzu from Mickey will hold the back line together for a little bit long time. Obito trying to find the railgun shot, didn't connect that much, but Titowat gets Vanias anyway, and Titowat gets to Queen with the primal rage, trying to wreak havoc towards the back line. Titowat still have primal rage of his own. Obito with a railgun shot, but Titowat is going in mayhem. Queen's the last person standing overall, suitably the most angriest monkey standing right here now, as he will fall to another angry monkey in Titowat.
Yeah, and Queen gets 2, but the rest of the team falls from Titowat. But the good side is Lynx chooses not to commit a lot of ultimates the previous fight, which means going to the next ultimate, they have both support outs, they have the Overclock, they have the Death Blossom. But Sweet Time has almost basically the same ultimates as excluding the Overclock compared to them.
Yeah, and Sweet Time, they still have the support ultimate. But NCNR, this Dead Blossom that's coming is gonna be huge. Check out Mickey with a kiss and a rush to beat in response from Rockets. Let's see how it goes. Another beat from Kayako as well. NCNR still patient onto his Dead Blossom. And here comes dropping down the top row. And a 999, the Beyblade has clashed. But Obito gets NCNR as he was spinning like a Beyblade. And Sweet Time, despite ultimate disparity, Lynx used 4 of the ults, but they find no kills or value as Sweet Time running in and rolling into the second checkpoint.
There's the initiative right there from Sweet Time, giving no chance, no time for Lynx TH to think of a gameplay. Mickey pops the Kitsune Rush before Pani, yes. And normally you want to kite out and return with your own, but Lynx, the point is almost at the cap. They cannot kite, which forces Pani to use his own Kitsune Rush, but it's delayed, so that means that Sweet Time has the better positioning there.
Yeah. And right now, Queen's trying to alleviate some momentum a little bit off of Sweet Time. Roboto and the Knights disrupt the shot onto Rockets already with no Lucio. Things can prove to be difficult as Sweet Time is rolling thunder towards Lynx. As they only have 1 man remaining, Galloway managed to get Obito as a little bit of a soft trade, or a little bit of a, how do you say this, compensation price here. But Sweet Time is still rolling 4 man strong into the last checkpoint. Tito having the Primal Rage soon as well.
And Lynx TH cannot find an answer right now. Finally, they get to stabilize. Sweet Time lets them have the opportunity to do so. They regroup a bit to wait for Pluto to come back. But once he comes back, they're looking at a Primal Rage, almost an overclock. So many ultimates at their disposal. And NZN now already falls.
Oh, he got isolated and got focused down by Sweet Time. Tito with a Primal Rage, counting Rockets as well. Queen has to respond with a Primal Rage of his own. Tito gets Panty S. And with Rockets last man remaining, things look grim for Lynx. As Tito Watts, he's on a rampage. He's cleaning house. As Sweet Time cruise to victory. Not just yet though. Someone managed to touch it. I believe that's Penny. But the rest of the ultimate come from Sweet Time, and they will manage to cross the finish line with 3 minutes and 16 seconds remaining.
Lynx TH had 0 opportunity that whole round to stabilize. Excitement all around from Sweet Time, but Lynx, they, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think they had even won a single fight their entire defensive round. The time bank is so huge from Sweet Time.
They do not win fight per se. They can only force Sweet Time a little bit with resetting twice. Once with Mickey, which forced Sweet Time to kind of back away and do not force themselves into a forward momentum. And I think that's it. Lynx haven't won like a proper fight. They only get like picks. And that's only it. Lynx needs to find a respawn on this map that they themselves pick.
Yeah, and that's props to Sweet Time as well. So good at choosing when not to commit. They know that if they go into a fight 4v5, they'll probably be the loser of that fight. So they just disengage. Ayako and Speed disengages, wait for resources again. And this matter in a nutshell. It's all about the resources. The Winston Bubble, the Protection Suzu, the Ray Form, it's all important resources, and the moment you have more resources than enemy team, you have the advantage. So sometimes instead of rushing in, but it's better to step back a bit, regain your cooldowns, and then go back in fresh. And that's what Sweet Time is doing really well, and that's props to Ayako's Lucio right here.
Yeah, Ayako has been playing really well since the first map, as well as the rest of the team of Sweet Time. Even though in the kill feed it goes towards Obito, it goes towards Titawat a lot, but we need to give credit to the backline of Mickey and Ayako, who's been doing really well on their own rights. A lot of team coordination. Lynx trying to play fast tempo here on their portion time of the attack. Let's see how they goes. Sweet Time forced to go back into the hotel as Lynx control the first portion of the point. It's ticking and ticking. I don't think they get the first tick just yet. Titawat trying to dive into the back line. Cryptic is pretty low. But Gallowin onto the high ground. This could cause a little bit of a problem for Sweet Time. And a nice dive from Titawat will force Gallowin away. And he falls. And Lynx though still have the advantage of the point. Still hold on to the point. It's still ticking. And it gets 2 ticks even though Sweet Time gets the kill. Sweet Time will not be able to get that much space advantage despite the 2 kills that they have. And Cryptic fall as well. And Lynx having a shorter respawn time and the respawn range of going to the point. And now they're getting all the advantage, still rolling and rolling. Titawat is kind of isolated. Mickey has to jump in and use a Zuzu. And now Cryptic is coming back and the point still there. They pretty much give this point away for free. Sweet Time is giving this point as a yard sale with a 100% discount.
They might regret that for the next few fights, and that's what I was talking about, right? Sweet Time, they don't want to fight Lynx head on. They want to find the best opportunity for them to take the fight. But that time there, the ones they engaged, Lynx was already almost at 2 ticks, right? And when the trade goes in favor, Lynx just they get the point.
Yeah, and I think we need to give credit to Lynx. That Lynx actually really understand how to play space there in order to them to get in the objective focus playing composition. Sweet Time though, if they want to fight them head on, they can, I believe. And now with 5 ultimates about to clash with each other, it's gonna be fun.
That's exactly what they're doing, holding right at the spawn, and they have 5 ultimates. Link is building up to their own, but look at it now, the sides are completely flipped, but Cryptic up from above!
Cryptic with a high top row flying for that Blossom, getting 3 picks, and Lynx have a taste of their own medicine right there. The Reaper jumping in from the high ground. We'll see how they do from here. And Queen's already half HP.
That one ultimate.
Yeah. Queen's already on half HP. Things can be difficult. Tito Wild with a Primal Rage. Reset his HP. Here comes Kitsune Rush from Mickey, but he falls immediately. The kills go in favor of Lynx. To see how they go from here though. Tito Wild with a really punching Ora onto the Winston. But Queen will manage to get Obito, and finally for the first time in this map, Lynx will be able to win this fight.
And Mickey, unlucky timing there. The moment he popped his Kitsune Rush, he gets focused down and gets eliminated. Sweet Time pops 2 outs that fight, doesn't get the win, and Lynx building up both the DPS outs here. They need to use it well, expecting either the Death Blossom or the Overclock from Get a Win here to be a key factor to turn this fight around. And their time bank, well, maybe not as fast as Sweet Time, is still respectable.
Yeah, it's still really good. 3 minutes and 9 seconds onto the push into the second point. But here comes Popo to already get Pandias before the fight can even begin. Rocket has to use the sound barrier trying to alleviate this fight. Here comes the Dead Blossom, but get nice response from Ayako as Cryptic finish him off. Yellowin with the overclock of his zone gets Tito White, but Ayako still rolling onto this Lucio, who is grooving to the music. And Lynx will get stop momentum even though they use 3 ultimates and Sweet Time only used 2.
It's so hard for Enziana to get any value right there from the Death Blossom because Sweet Time are playing so well grouped together. The moment Enziana pops his Death Blossom, Mickey is there with the protection Suzu. Ayako can boop Enziana away. They speed out of the Death Blossom and they just kill Enziana because Death Blossom you render as a stationary target as long as you don't do any damage.
He's vulnerable too as well, and Ayako, that was a really nice responsive beat. A really good play for the back line from Sweet Time. Lynx, he's gone in a bad position right now. They still have a lot of time in their bank though. And with 2 ultimate coming in pretty soon from Penny S and Queens. We see how they do this. Sweet Time though. Mickey still far away from getting kissed in their rush, and Lynx know this coming in from behind. A little bit of a switcheroony. Dallas Fuel plans per se. And now Sweet Time has to come to the card and they have to be the one to touch. Or else this card is going to go to the finish line. Cryptic has the Dead Blossom available. He's not used it yet. Obito has been going low and he's been going down. Nice first pick from Queens. And he's trying to go to the back line. But Cryptic again with a nice Dead Blossom. He gets 2. But Queens still doing damage. He's doing job for his team. He gets Mickey as well. Cryptic's pretty low. And with no main healer from the Sweet Time, things can look a little bit tough. The Cryptic is going down. And Ayako will fall as well. And eventually, with this man Queen, Lynx should get the set point.
Yeah, and Sweet Time can flip the sides how many times they want. But if they flip the sides, that gives Lynx the chance to...
Oh my goodness, Sweet Time! That was a nice rush and a little bit of a questionable decision from Lynx, who decided to not commit at all whatsoever.
But Sweet Time uses 2 outs for nothing. They used 2 outs and they didn't get any kills. Lynx has the chance to stabilize right now and... Oh, but Mickey gets a kill!
Oh my goodness, things go back and forth and I cannot put things into words. As Tito One and Mickey getting 2 more picks. A questionable call from both teams end up in favor of Sweet Time. Sweet Time using the Kitsune Rush to touch and over to use as well to alleviate, to put more pressure. Lynx decided to just fall back and not force this fight. But still, Mickey gets the pick and that's it for Lynx. And now 30 seconds remaining. Lynx, this overclock has to be huge.
That was good play from Lynx, but Mickey has got the pick there, and that completely not what Lynx was expecting. And look, Sweet Time just wants to push the point right now. Rocket already falls.
Yeah, and Rocket falls down like this, not looking good, and the Primorate just to show it and just to prove that he can finish it off, like, you know, just a fail-safe option. And Lynx, their car will be stopped here as Sweet Time takes this map and takes the series up 2-0, going into the match point.
Yeah, and Lynx TH, when they do get the chance to force a good fight in favor of them, when it goes to the brawl, all of their players are all top players with really good mechanics that can get the kills. And when they get good fights, their chances of winning the fight goes really well for them. You can see their attack onto the first point, they got it instantly. But the problem is they are struggling to even find the opportunity to get those good fights in because Sweet Time are playing so well together for a team. You cannot choose anyone to focus down because they're all playing so well grouped together. So it's really hard for Lynx TH to find the opportunity there to go in.
Yeah, and really interesting to see how it goes from here. And Sweet Time, though, a lot of momentum striding onto them. Now they are going into the match point, into the next map, Escort. It's really interesting situation because last time, right, Ice One decided to pick onto the Circuit Royale, maybe forcing Rotangtep to play onto the Sigma, the hero that we haven't seen him play that much, and for having Lumi playing onto the hero that is he's comfortable with. But this time though, the tanks are main tanks, Queen and Titawat. They are known for playing Winston. They're known for playing Reinhardt, especially Titawat, who is one of the best Winston in Thailand and in Southeast Asia. So interestingly enough, how would they choose map number 3? Asis, what do you think?
I think this is a very important turning point for Lynx TH. They are right now in a position where they cannot win the mirror, but perhaps that meta composition is what is most comfortable for them with their hero pool. So they either need to trust in their ability that they can get a win, or they need to change up their game plan. And we're gonna be seeing that after this short break.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Faith alone isn't enough, Kiriko.
I'm stronger than you think.
The Overwatch I joined was about raising the world up.
They can give the people hope again.
Let the Kitsune guide you! Give me back my knife! Do something! With these upgrades, they don't stand a chance.
I could be pushing something right now.
The dragon and I are one.
Some of the old, some of the new.
วัสดีครับฮิวโก้นะครับผมพงษ์ปนชเรืองอารีรัตน์ทุกวันนี้เป็นเฮดโค้ชในเกม Arena of Valor นะฮะหรือว่าที่รู้จักกันว่า RV หน้าที่หลักๆของโค้ชเลยนะครับอย่างแรกเลยอันนี้คือสำคัญอยู่แล้วต้องรู้เรื่องเกมต้องแตกฉานเรื่องเกมที่รับหน้าที่ในเกมนั้นๆคือเป็นผู้เล่นอะมาปุ๊บซ้อมเล่นทำหน้าที่ของเราให้ดีที่สุดแล้วก็ทำหน้าที่ร่วมกับเพื่อนแต่โค้ชอะเหมือนต้องเก่งทุกตำแหน่งเหมือนผมต้องเป็นทุกตำแหน่งอะเพราะว่าผมต้องรู้ว่าแต่ละตำแหน่งต้องการอะไรแต่ละตำแหน่งต้องทำอะไรเวลานั้นทีมควรจะทำอะไรคิดก็คือหนักขึ้นผมต้องเข้าใจเกมหลายๆอย่างเรื่องความรู้นี่ต้องแน่นเลยทั้งแนวทางแต่ละคนก็มีสไตล์การดราฟออกมาที่แตกต่างกันครับผมก็ต้องมีสไตล์การดราฟของผมที่ผมและผู้เล่นของผมอะเข้าใจเป็นโค้ชก็เหมือนเป็นกุนซือที่คุณต้องควบคุมทีมของคุณอะทีมนักรบของคุณอะไปในทิศทางเดียวกันเราต้องแบกรับอยู่แล้วครับความกดดันอะเพราะว่าในหน้าดราฟหน้าฮีโร่อย่างเงี้ยผู้เล่นเราอะนักรบเราอะลงไปอะพร้อมสู้แล้วเหมือนช่วงระหว่างการดราฟฮีโร่ครับมันเป็นไมล์เกมของผมเลยนะของโค้ชอะมันเหมือนผมมีโลกของผมด้วยอะที่ผมต้องไปแข่งกับโค้ชของทีมอื่นอะหรือณเวลานั้นอะช่วงดราฟแค่ไม่เกิน5 นาทีครับช่วงนั้นมันเป็นช่วงที่นานมากสำหรับผมเลยนะระหว่างเฟสหนึ่งอะที่ต้องดราฟฮีโร่ตัวหนึ่งต้องแบนฮีโร่ตัวหนึ่งใน1 นาทีอะผมคิดอะไรในหัวแบบเยอะมากอะคือในหัวภาพในหัวผมแบบเป็นตารางเป็นแบบตัวนี้แพ้ตัวนี้ชนะตัวนี้ควรเล่นอย่างนี้หยิบตัวนี้มาเขาจะหยิบตัวนี้ทีมนี้เก่งอย่างนี้กว่าที่ผมจะกรองแล้วก็หยิบมาได้1 ตัวครับคือผมสู้ตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแล้วอะผู้เล่นอาจจะยังไม่ได้เล่นยังไม่ได้สู้แต่ว่าโค้ชหรือว่ากุนซือสู้กันตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแหละตั้งแต่ก่อนเกมเริ่มก็คือรับแรงกดดันตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแล้วพอสู้กันตอนนั้นเสร็จเราก็จะได้ชุดฮีโร่ออกมาเราก็ต้องอธิบายทีมของเราว่าเฮ้ยคุณต้องเล่นมาสไตล์ไหนนะคุณมีแผนต้นเกมยังไงวิธีการชนะของคุณคืออะไรฝั่งตรงข้ามต้องการอะไรถึงจะชนะเกมนี้เราต้องการอะไรถึงจะชนะเกมนี้เราจะแก้ไขวิธีการเล่นยังไงผมต้องทำอย่างนั้นอธิบายตรงนั้นให้จบภายในแค่แบบเวลาไม่ถึง1 นาทีด้วยซ้ำคุณก็ต้องเข้าใจเกมแล้วก็ไม่ใช่ว่าเล่นไม่ได้เลยคุณก็ต้องเล่นได้ในระดับหนึ่งถ้าแบบคุณมองว่าในอนาคตไม่ได้อยากเป็นโค้ชแบบทีมขำๆในห้องเรียนถ้าคุณมองว่าสักวันหนึ่งผมจะเป็นโค้ชในโปรลีกหนึ่งเลยอย่างน้อยคุณต้องเล่นเก่งในระดับหนึ่งเพราะว่าถ้าเล่นไม่ได้เลยก็จะไม่เห็นมุมมองของเกมแต่ถ้าเล่นเก่งในระดับหนึ่งแล้วก็อาจจะเห็นมุมมองอาจจะไม่ได้เล่นเก่งขนาดนั้นเลยมืออาจจะไม่ไปแต่ความคิดดีก็ไปพัฒนาเรื่องความคิดต่อเพราะว่าการเป็นโค้ชเนี้ยต้องลงไปลองเองอยู่แล้วเหมือนตัวผมเองผมก็ลงไปลองเองในหลายๆอย่างผมต้องเล่นทุกตำแหน่งนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นมิดเลนออฟเลนแครี่ป่าผมต้องเล่นทุกตำแหน่งเลยพอผมได้ไอเดียอะไรมาผมแบบตัวใหม่แพชปรับบัฟเนิร์ฟผมก็ลองเองในระดับหนึ่งแล้วพอผมค่อนข้างโอเคแล้วผมส่งไปให้ผู้เล่นวิจัยต่อทำงานร่วมกันใช่ฉะนั้นผู้เล่นที่จะมาเป็นโค้ชก็ต้องเล่นได้แล้วก็
ladies and gentlemen, we are back with map number 3 right now. Sweet Time are on match point R6, and are we in the cups of having 2 quick 3-0 matches?
Looking at the speed that Sweet Time has been winning their maps, seems almost likely it's gonna be up to Lynx TH, who's on the back foot by a very wide margin right now to step it up on Escort. But as you say, Escort is the map that can bring some variables to the table. It's just whether Lynx TH choosing to use them. But right now, both teams are opting for the Winston Rush, the very standard meta comp. But Sweet Time has a clear, better game plan, better way of playing the comp, and they have been, for lack of better terms, rolling through Lynx right now.
Yeah, and finally, we forgot about one thing. We haven't talked much about the lineup from both sides, and here are a lineup from Sweet Time that we have been highlighted earlier for the entire game. Cryptic, Obito, Tito, Mickey, and Ayako.
Yep. Experienced players from both sides, a mixed roster, which is very interesting to see whether there's any language barrier. But I believe Puto, Titawa, and Mickey, I mean, they all have played for international teams, so I expect language to not be a problem with them. And looking at how well the gameplay has been going, certainly seems like their communication is on point and the way they've been playing with each other.
Yeah. And well, it's being like the chemistry of this team is on point, and the coordination of this team has been on point as well. As we're looking toward links as well, and my goodness, that is a how you say it? It's a standard uniform esport post right there that they got here.
Well, Gallowin is trying to break the tradition with his shirt and all. And NZNR, Gallowin, Queen, Rocket, Pennies. And this is a core that have been playing together for so many years. And bringing Gallowin, who I believe used to go by the name of Clementine back then, was an up-and-coming player in the scene now on Links TH. It's not been doing too bad on the Sojourn, but the rest of his team is struggling to adapt to the sheer speed of Sweet Time.
Yeah, they have a little bit of a problem so far right now, but all is well, and it could be, well, there still has a chance to win. It's not down until you're down. And map number 3, we're going in towards Circuit Royale once again.
It seems like this is the favorite escort map for a lot of teams to pick, especially when they're down and almost out, because this is like the chance for them to use maybe a different composition. I mean, even if they don't play the Sigma, right? There are other alternatives, maybe the Hog, maybe Ryan. I mean, we saw ICE1 pull out the Ryan Bastion in the previous, well, not on this map, but on Kingsborough. It's certainly an opportunity here.
Yeah, indeed. And now Sweet Time and Lynx. They need to butt it in one more time. We see a little bit of a hover there, Queen on the Sigma, but we have to see what's the rest of his team decided to go with.
I mean, Queen might be a main tank player, right? But you don't know how well he is on the Sigma. Maybe he's very confident in his own ability, but we just don't know because we never really seen him had the chance to play Sigma. But in a solo tank environment, the tank player has to pick up a lot of different tank and skill sets. So maybe it's Queen Sigma. It might be a surprise for us.
Indeed, could be a surprise. Sweet Time though, sticking with the all reliable, but option for Cryptic here. The Tracer. What do you think about this?
I mean, why change it up when it's working so well? I mean, Cryptic probably anticipates a more sniper-based current position here. The Reaper cannot do really that well on this map because of the long sidelines, so he chooses to play Tracer. Able to get flank angles on maybe the snipers of Gallowin and NZNR, create space for Tita Watt and him to go and dive in.
Yeah, and we see how they gonna go. Lynx going in with a standard double sniper quote-unquote composition with the Sigma, the Soldier, and the Widowmaker alongside Senyata and Baptiste. But Sweet Time though, still sticking with the rush composition, is still working wonders for them with Obito and Ayako getting the picks that they need to get this card start rolling.
Immortality still used there from the side of Rocket, but the sheer speed of Sweet Time, I mean, NZNR was in the Immo field for a while, but he was forced to back out, and then they just pick him off. So the Immo field is basically rendered useless as NZNR now chooses to swap off the Widowmaker. Maybe he thinks he cannot really get much done. He wants to choose a more spam favored sniper, maybe to put more pressure onto Tita Watt.
I think like because Hansel with the Storm Arrow, right, can kind of alleviate the dive a little bit, as NCNR did right there, getting the Cryptic, but Obito getting the trade right back towards the Panny. Yes, the card is still rolling and the Immortality field is not an option anymore. Gallowin gets Obito though, so maybe this can turn to ties of war. T21 get NCNR, but his HP is really low. Mickey's trying his best to heal his spread, but it could prove to be very, very challenging. T21, even on a critical HP, still managed to pick onto Gallowin. And the rest come through, but here comes the flux from Queen. Beautiful, get 2 supports. Ayako should be eliminated here, as well as Mickey. And it seems like Lynx is holding on through. Tita White with the Primal Rage, a little bit too late, I don't know. Here comes Sweet Time though. Maybe trying to alleviate something. NCNR gets Cryptic, and Sweet Time momentum is halt right here.
And you saw the initial engagement there from Sweet Time from Ayako's POV. They just completely ignore the Sigma from Queen. They rush all the way to the back line, gets the trade, but Queen really clutched right there. When the rest of his team has fallen, he gets the flux just in time to catch out both supports. Mickey doesn't, the range of the protected Suzu isn't enough to save the other members of Sweet Time, and Queen clutches it up.
Yeah, what a nice clutch. Here comes Ayako though. Gallowin on to the first pick. Really nice pick from Sweet Time as they're trying to get to the first checkpoint. Tito1 leads the charge off the dive. Obito as well with the overclock, but he gets shut down by the NCNR. But Cryptic still gets to trying to get this fight still in Link's, in Sweet Time favor as Cryptic and Tito1 get it ready to work as they clean in house for the rest of Link's.
That's why Cryptic is on the Tracer, able to create so much opportunities for his team, gets to the previous fight, and Lynx,
That's the mirror.
they're done with the Sigma comp. They want to go back with the Triad and True meta, full on swap from all sides.
Yeah, and the Reaper presence now may force Cryptic to switch back towards the Reaper unless he fancying a little bit of a Tracer gameplay. I coughed because of how bad timing that is. But here comes Sweet Time, though they have two support ultimate. Links a little bit struggling, but Gillowin gets onto Mickey, who is a bit overstepped there. So Sweet Time, once again, they're forced to reset a little bit as Links start and hopefully be able to stop Sweet Time in their tracks.
Yup, and going to the next fight, some ultimates from both sides. The Kitsune Rush Mirror, but Ayako has the sound barrier to be able to sustain better.
Kitsune Rush coming in though from Penny S, and Sweet Time are forced to fight this. Here comes the sound barrier, and Rockets already fall first despite the Kitsune Rush. And despite the Torii gates being placed down, Sweet Time doesn't care and roll past that.
Because Lynx had to change their composition full on, means they are down the ult economy by a lot. Sweet Time has been playing this comp aside from the Reaper ever since the spawn gates have opened. So when they swap, the clear advantage for ults for the first fight has got to go to Sweet Time. But right now, Lynx ult economy is starting to equalize.
Agree with the offensive ultimate coming in pretty soon. Here comes Kitsune Rush from Mickey trying to force this fight already. Sweet Time going in with the Tito. That Suzu has been used already, has not used the Primal Rage just yet. Here comes to this end now from Gallowin trying to do a lot of damage. Green fall first as well as Panias as Tito1 is wrecking havoc with the Angry Monkey on the back line. Roboto gets two more, and Sweet Time should be able to roll through this point.
That's so sad for Queen. He was like 4% off his Primal Rage. That's probably one of the worst feelings that you can have as a Winston player. You know you can have the Primal Rage and stall on the point, but you just that few percentage off, and it leads Sweet Time. Tita Watt has his own Primal Rage, and yeah, Sweet Time just wins the fight.
I agree with you there, Alexis. As a Winston player myself, I cannot count how many times I had to slam the table because I was a 1% of Primal Rage in the clutch critical time of the game. But nice position here from Gallowin as he's trying to pour a lot of damage down towards Sweet Time, who has two offensive ultimate of their own. It's 2v2 ultimate, but Lynx has more advantage, a little bit on the defensive. Obito gets the shot to Gallowin as the Lucio was trying to contest. Here comes the Dead Blossom of Cryptic. NCNR respond with the Dead Blossom of his own, getting Obito. It's a 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Both sides have no advantage over one another. Cryptic though, it's Flowers is played inside a small room, trying to fight his way out, trying to be the one who turns the tides of war. Tito1's best speed going down pretty low. Mickey as well. The Suzu has been used though. I hear the sound of the bell from Mickey. Lynx has his supportive ultimate as Gallowin get Cryptic down and away. Obito gets it right back, and Queens get Ayako. Here comes in favor of Lynx. Sweet Time trying to do something here, but they don't have ultimates to do so, so they are forced to back away.
Lynx in this chaotic fight, they a lot of times when the fight goes to such chaos, Lynx is oftentimes the winner. And NZNI uses the Death Blossom there, gets a kill onto one. That's already enough for them to favor, but Sweet Time is already back in the fight.
And rush from Panias and Mickey, both sides use one, and here comes a beat from Lynx, which means Gallowin gets 2 for the disrupt and 1 more just for good measure. It's a 3K from Gallowin, and for the first time, I think Lynx win against Sweet Time in the team fight in such a dominant fashion.
And that's the initiative. Penny S is finally a rare time that he was able to use his Kitsune Rush first, and that just shows you when you have that speed, when you have an advantage, it's so easy for you to win the fight.
Tito1 managed to get Queens and managed to pop out the Primal Rage as Ayako used the beat as well, as Sweet Times are getting killed left and right, as now they should be able to push this payload towards the final stretch of this map with 1 minute to go.
Lynx has so little breathing room to calm down. They win a fight. They win a fight so well, but Sweet Time is already back so soon.
Mickey gets Gallowin and he has the overclock. This could prove crucial. It is the last stage of the map. And Obito with the overclock gets one. Mickey falls. Oh, little overstep. Obito still really damaged down with the railgun. Obito with the 4K resolution. Sweet Time rolls into the finish line.
And that is the the round-winning ultimate from Oputo. He's probably shouting to his team right now, look at me, I killed 4, and all the teams reacting so well. Don't even need to do anything when you have Oputo on your team, killing everyone on Lynx. And look at Lynx, they had 3 out that fight, didn't even get an opportunity to use any one of them because Oputo just shuts them down with 1 key ultimate.
And the credits to Oputo and Mickey. First initial pick is the stepping stone, which leads to Oputo being able to get the 4-man clutch as well. Nice pick onto Gelawin will disrupt any Sojourn from the opposition, which allows Oputo Sojourn to reign supreme here.
And it's a full cap coming out from Sweet Time. It's a rare occurrence in Circuit Royale, and Sweet Time managed to do it with time still remaining on the clock. 43 seconds might not look much on other maps, but on Circuit Royale, the last point is incredibly hard to cap, and Sweet Time managed to do it at a very respectable pace.
Agree with that. With times remaining only 43 seconds, but reminder that this is Circuit Royale. This is the best defensive map in the entire game of Overwatch 2 as of this moment that I have been speaking. Lynx, they're playing the traditional double sniper composition with Winston. I take it back. I take everything I just said in the last 2 seconds back. They're playing Mira, but Cryptic here, he has the Widowmaker. Interesting to see how he approached this fight.
Cryptic saw what Ace was able to do on this map the previous series, wants to show that he can play the Widowmaker too. I remember back then Cryptic was one of the scariest Widowmakers in the Singaporean scene. Let's see whether he still has it, as he gets the win already.
Yeah, he still got it with a pick on to Gelawin. But Sweet Time, what? Ooh. One more shot, beautiful and crucial from Cryptic, as Sweet Time will manage to get their space back and hold Lynx in front of their spawn.
That's Cryptic right there on the Widowmaker. It's why you choose to play the Widowmaker. It's that chance to get a one-shot in. And when you get a one-shot in, it's basically a free advantage for your team.
Yes, and I was actually surprised to see how Widowmaker was fit into this composition. It was essentially a double sniper with Winston as a tank and a Rush support. It's really interesting how it goes as Tito1 play a little bit of a ring around a Rosie as Cryptic finds space to hit NCNR in the body as he gets the pick that he wants to and he has to, and Lynx still fails to approach the card successfully.
There's almost barely any pressure right now being put on the side of Sweet Time's DPS, both Cryptic and Oputo respectively. And because Tinawa is holding the front line so well, he's giving Lynx the distraction that creates a space for Cryptic and Oputo to just go crazy. But Mickey,
a little bit of overstep there from Mickey, but a nice move from Ayako and a nice shot from Cryptic managed to equalize the situation with both Kiriko missing. But the advantage a little bit on to Lynx as the closest spawn, but here comes the infra side, the best Johnny Chepemorigal going in, seeing everyone. Lynx are not able to peek. They know if they peek, they're dead. They're pretty much dead. So they are forced behind this corner. A lot of time has been bought for Sweet Time. Really excellent play here onto the ultimate. Here comes the Kitsune Rush from Mickey. Vanies not ready for the response just yet, and Queen managed to hold strong. 97% and dies before the Primal Rage is available yet again. And Sweet Time, they're rolling through. They're steamrolling onwards towards Lynx. And they will hold Cryptic with nice double headshot just to seal it.
And the bright side of it for Lynx is that because Sweet Time uses the Kitsune Rush the previous fight, they have the advantage here. Penny-S can choose to use the Kitsune Rush whenever he wants, and it will be the only Kitsune Rush on the field. So he gets to dictate the timing where he wants his team to engage.
And I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. Let's see how Lynx will approach at this point. Sweet Time still have a lot of pressure towards the back line of Lynx though, but T1 will eventually falls after a lot of damage. Focus as Yellowin open up the overclock, trying to pop something cool for his team. He gets 2 more, and finally, with 1 minute remaining, Lynx will be able to win a fight against Sweet Time.
And I think there was a boop right there from Rocket onto Titawa, right? Titawa tries to jump back, but I think he got booped and he hit his head on the wall, which made him, he cannot disengage, he got stuck. And then he falls and the rest of Sweet Time just collapses, and that's an early pick on the Cryptic.
Yeah, a nice pick. Still, Tito managed to touch it. Queen with the Primal Rage. Focus hard onto Mickey, who has Suzu for now. Forced to use it, but the jump and the punch will manage to secure the kill. As Queen trying to buy a lot of space for his team, Sweet Time will not be able to regroup and re-engage. And Lynx finally will get the first checkpoint.
And they can clean this up right here. It's all squishy. Then that's a very good stagger onto Sweet Time. It's gonna take them a little bit more to regroup. Queen needs to back out now.
Yeah, but Queen has a lot of pressure towards the backline of Sweet Time right now. He's been coming alive in this game per se. Let's see how it goes. They have 3 ultimates now, Lynx. Sweet Time has only 2. Mickey has a long way still to go for the Kissing Rush. And let's see how both teams gonna go here. And Lynx use that advantage pretty cleanly. Sweet Time is forced to back away, or so they thought. Here comes the beat. The sound barrier. Tito did not receive it though. And the Dead Blossom coming for NCNR. Will be able to get Ayako and Cryptic. And right now, Lynx. Nice ultimate rotation. Nice ultimate reiteration. And nice teamwork all around. Who managed to crack Sweet Time open a little bit more.
Yep, and good patience there from NZNR. He waits the beat out, before he uses his Death Blossom. I mean, Kitsune Rush is there, but Tito falls and Lynx still has the advantage. They need to wait, stabilize, and there they go with the beat.
Yeah, NZNR has the beat, gets Cryptic. A little bit of a forced Kitsune Rush there from Mickey. Trying to force his fight onto his head. Obuto forced even more with the overclock. I don't know what's going on anymore. Sweet Time and Gil going for the Hail Mary play. They do not have to go for this. Mickey falls. And Gelowin used the overclock as well to match Obuto. A little bit of a reckless play there for Sweet Time per se.
Yeah, but somehow Sweet Time, every time they're at disadvantage, it's either Obuto or Cryptic or Mickey, someone is able to return trades, and that gives them the advantage going to the next fight because it's forcing Lynx TH to not be able to push the pressure, for forcing them to stabilize.
Yeah, Tito1 slow. I don't think anyone can touch it. Tito1 managed to touch at the last second as he falls. Obuto gets the pick out to NZNR to eliminate something, but Obuto gets 2 right now. Obuto needs to come clutch. Gets the ball. Queen using the Primal Rage, and I think no Dead Blossom just yet. So Obuto get 1 more on the Gelowin, and somehow through the backs of this man once again, Obuto. Sweet Times hold strong.
There's no need for the Death Blossom when you get Obuto shooting down Lynx TH in your back line. Which means that Cryptic still has his Death Blossom for the next fight. And look at Ayako, he has a sound barrier. Combine that with the Death Blossom, basically makes Cryptic almost invulnerable in that state.
Yeah, and Cryptic still has a Death Blossom and he's lurking behind the enemy line. He hears voices in his head. They counsel him and they understand what he's supposed to do. Here comes the knife from Sweet Time. Here comes from behind. Cryptic with a nice Death Blossom. He gets the 2 picks that he needs. And the rest start to floss, as well as the chance of Lynx to advance into the next round. Team kill to sweep the deal for Sweet Time. GG all around. Sweet Time advance to the winner finals. And Lynx will face against Ice One in the next match.
I like how they all started drinking water at the same time. Fanny yes right there, a bit too early on the Suzu, gives Cryptic the opportunity to use his Death Blossom onto a defenseless Lynx TH backline and gets in the enough eliminations for Sweet Time to win out the series 3-0. And in quite dominant fashion, I must say myself.
Yeah, and I agree with you, Art6, because on the last map, it seems like Lynx are starting to get alive a little bit there. Queen with a little nice play onto the Winston, as well as Gelowin and NCNR, who's starting to find more picks. Fanny S with a better usage of the Kitsune Rush as the rest of their team coordination as well. But still, they find it really difficult to match against Sweet Time aggressiveness and their decisive fights on how they do things. Sometimes Sweet Time will just throw ults because they are confident. They're so confident that they will be able to win. Both teams fought hard. Both teams fought valiantly. But still, Sweet Time, they are the one who comes out on top. They'll be facing against DAF Esports tomorrow in the winners final. But R6 on the next match will be decided that who will be the first to be sent packing for the playoff here. It will be between Lynx TH versus Ice One. What do you analyze of the both teams so far right now?
Well, we know that Lynx TH loves to play the mirrors and Ice One loves to play off meta. I think Ice One will be looking at this match already formulating a game plan, but I have to feel a bit bad for Lynx because they're going to be trusted right into another series the moment they ended this current one. After this short break, we'll come back with the first round of the lowest bracket where we'll be sending one of our teams home.
Yeah.
ผมมาสมัครเป็นโค้ชอ่ะผมอยากเป็นโค้ชให้ทีมคุณอ่ะซึ่งบางทีมอ่ะเป็นทีมเซมิโปรเงี้ยเขาไม่มีโค้ชอ่ะเพราะว่าผมคิดว่าโค้ชเป็นหนึ่งตำแหน่งที่ขาดแคลนมากในประเทศไทยโค้ชดีๆมีไม่เยอะแตกต่างกับผู้เล่นผมมั่นใจเลยผมการันตีเลยเด็กไทยเก่งมากเด็กอายุ13เอาจริงๆอ่ะเด็ก10ขวบ8ขวบยังเก่งเลยคนที่อยากมาเป็นโค้ชแบบผมนะครับผมก็อยากให้ตั้ง mindset ถ้าอยากเป็นแบบผมก็ mindset ผมแล้วกันเพิ่มความรับผิดชอบครับผมทำให้ตัวเองมีความรับผิดชอบมากขึ้นผมก็กล้าพูดเลยว่าผมก็เป็นหนึ่งคนที่ขาดความรับผิดชอบมาก่อนครับผมก็พอถึงในจุดหนึ่งผมโตขึ้นผมก็รู้ว่าความรับผิดชอบมันสำคัญขนาดไหนวินัยความรับผิดชอบความขยันหมั่นหาความรู้เริ่มจากหาอะไรด้วยตัวเองหมั่นหาทุกอย่างเข้าหาตัวเองครับพยายามดึงดูดทุกอย่างเข้าหาตัวเองไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของการแข่งขันปัจจัยหลายๆอย่างอย่ารอให้สิ่งที่เราต้องการดึงเราเข้าไปอย่าอยู่สบายอย่างนั้นด้วยความที่เป็นกีฬาด้วยด้วยความที่เป็นอาชีพด้วยไม่มีอะไรได้มาง่ายๆครับผมแบบเล่นมาตั้งแต่แบบหาทีมจาก Facebook ครับน้องๆในเฟซพิมพ์ว่าหาทีมครับอะไรอย่างเงี้ยไม่ย่อท้อแข่งเล่นมาเรื่อยๆพยายามไต่ระดับมาเรื่อยๆจนมีทุกวันนี้ได้ครับผมก็อย่าหลงทางอย่าหลงละเลงในหลายๆอย่างครับผมแล้วก็ต้องยอมสละความสุขบางอย่างในชีวิตไปถ้าเรามีทาร์เก็ตมีเป้าหมายที่เราอยากจะก้าวไปให้ถึงไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องเล่นเรื่องความสนุกสนานบางอย่างเราต้องตัดไปเพราะเราต้องไปหาความรู้ทางจากส่วนตัวผมเองผมก็ตัดหลายอย่างเหมือนกันในชีวิตวัยรุ่นก่อนที่จะผมวันนี้ได้ผมเชื่อเลยว่าผมใช้เวลาเป็นมหาลัยนะก่อนแบบได้ขึ้นมาเป็นโปรผมตัดเวลาเที่ยวเล่นออกไปเยอะมากครับน้อยกว่าเด็กมหาลัยด้วยกันเยอะมากๆเพื่อที่จะไปศึกษาเรื่องเกมไปซ้อมเรื่องเกมนอกจากเรียนแล้วซึ่งไอ้ตรงเนี้ยมันคือไฟของแต่ละคนมันคือแพชชั่นที่คุณต้องมีความรับผิดชอบที่คุณต้องสร้างมาเองตอนนั้นผมไม่ได้อยู่ในสังกัดใหญ่ไม่มีใครมาจี้ผมหรอกว่าผมต้องทำอะไรไม่ทำอะไรมันไม่มีแบบแผนด้วยว่าผมทำอะไรผิดผมต้องรู้ตัวเองผมต้องทำเท่าไหร่ที่ผมจะไปในจุดที่ผมอยากเป็นมาทั้งชีวิตได้ผมอยากเป็นนักแข่ง e-sport ครับผมก็ต้องพยายามทำให้มากที่สุดผลลัพธ์จะเป็นยังไงอย่าไปคิดถึงมันคุณแค่ทำให้ตัวคุณให้ดีที่สุดเราต้องไม่หลอกตัวเองด้วยนะครับต้องทำแล้วเรามองแล้วว่าเรารับผิดชอบได้จริงๆเราทำแล้วมันดีที่สุดจริงๆถ้ามันไหวมันมีโอกาสเข้ามาแน่นอนครับผมชื่อโดนปลดภพเทียนดำนะครับผมชื่อเล่นชื่อซันในวงการก็ใช้ชื่อซันวอลครับผมซันวอลจ็อกแคสเตอร์ครับผมคือต้องบอกว่าจริงๆแล้วเป็นคนเล่นเกมแน่นอนนะครับก่อนจะมาพากเกมได้ก็คงจะต้องเล่นเกมมาก่อนก็มีประสบการณ์ในการเป็นนักกีฬาการแข่งขัน e-sport นะครับแต่ช่วงนั้นมันน่าจะเกิน10 ปีแล้วมันนานมากคือตอนนั้นไม่มีรางวัลอะไรนอกจากแผ่นรองเมาส์ เอาไปใช้ที่บ้านกันนะครับผมแต่เราก็มาพบทีหลังว่ามันอาจจะไม่ใช่เวของเราเท่าไหร่ไม่ใช่ทางของเราเป็นคนที่ดูการแข่งขันอยู่แล้วเพราะว่าเวลาที่เราจะไปแข่งขันครับเราต้องศึกษาข้อมูลของคู่แข่งของเราเนาะคู่ต่อสู้ของเราว่าเป็นอะไรยังไงสมัยนั้นเนี่ยครับก็เลยนั่งคิดว่าการดูรีเพลย์กับความรู้ของเราเนี่ยนะครับคิดว่าน่าจะช่วยคนที่เล่นเกมนี้ด้วยกันได้นะครับแล้วก็ประกอบกับว่าตัวเองเนี่ยได้ไปเจอนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport คนหนึ่งอินสปิเรชันของผมเลยก็ว่าได้คือโทบีดอลสันนะครับตอนนี้แกรีไทร์ไปแล้วเรียบร้อยนะครับก็พบว่าเฮ้ยทำไมการดูรีเพลย์ของเราจากเดิมมันช่างน่าเบื่อใช้เวลาที่นานพอมาฟังเสียงการบรรยายของเขาที่มันรู้สึกแบบปลุกใจเร้าใจอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับก็เลยเริ่มลองศึกษาการทำบอดแคสติ้งการทำโปรดักชันพื้นฐานครับก็เลยลองเริ่มมาเป็นนักพากย์ดูตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นเลยครับผมคือต้องบอกว่านักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยเป็นส่วนช่วยให้ทำให้เกมดูสนุกขึ้นมีเนื้อเรื่องมีสตอรี่ที่ชัดเจนขึ้นนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นการกระทำของนักกีฬาเองไม่ว่าจะเป็นสตอรี่ของทัวร์นาเมนต์เองนะครับตัวผู้บรรยายเนี่ยจะทำให้ผู้ชมนะครับหรือว่าออเดียนส์เนี่ยมีความรู้สึกดึงดูด
ที่จะอยู่กับตรงนั้นได้นานขึ้นนั่นเองนะครับคือต้องบอกว่าในการดูแข่งเกมธรรมดาเนี่ยครับมันก็เหมือนที่ซันไปดูรีเพลย์คนเดียวตอนแรกที่ไม่มีผู้บรรยายคือเราอาจจะ enjoy อาจจะสนุกกับมันแต่ว่าอาจจะไม่ได้ 100% เนาะเพราะว่าเหมือนเราดูคนเดียวแล้วเหมือนเราคุยคนเดียวครับมันไม่มีเพื่อนมานั่งคุยด้วยครับนักพากย์อารมณ์ว่าเหมือนเป็นเพื่อนนั่งดูเข้ามานั่งดูกับเราผ่านทางช่องทางออนไลน์อย่างใดก็แล้วแต่หรือว่าตามงานไลน์งานออฟไลน์อะไรอย่างนี้นะครับก็เลยทำให้คนดูเนี่ยรู้สึกว่าเฮ้ยเขาไม่ได้ดูอยู่คนเดียวนะเขามีคนดูเป็นเพื่อนคุณแล้วก็ให้ความรู้ความเข้าใจด้วยกับการเล่นเกมนั้นซึ่งอาจจะทำให้คุณเข้าใจเกมได้มากขึ้น
ไอ้ฟอร์มมาเหยียบไป2ตัวตรงนี้เข้ามาคุกวงในใส่เข้าไปเจไดตามมาจ่ายดาเมจแล้วโดนด้านหลังทางฝั่งมูดี้ไม่รอดทีเจว่าเหลืออีกคนนึงไว้ทำไมไปด้วยกันดีกว่า
เพราะว่าการแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยคนที่ดูแล้วไม่เข้าใจเกมเนี่ยสามารถดูได้นะครับแต่ว่าความอินเนี่ยมันจะไม่ร้อยแน่นอนมันจะประมาณสัก 60% 70% พอมีนักพากย์ปุ๊บเข้าใจเกมเข้าใจตัวเมคานิกแล้วก็เข้าใจการตัดสินใจของนักกีฬาเมื่อไหร่นะครับเราก็จะได้เข้าใจอย่างเป็นเหตุเป็นผลมากขึ้นในการตัดสินใจหรือว่าสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นบนหน้าจอภายในเกมครับนั่นคือหน้าที่ของนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport เลยเราเริ่มจากความสนใจก่อนเนาะว่าทางตัวของนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport อย่างแรกแน่นอนที่พูดไปก่อนอันนี้คือต้องเล่นเกมนั้นเนาะถามว่าเล่นเก่งไหมต้องเป็นแรงค์แบบท็อปเซิร์ฟเวอร์ท็อป100ไหมถ้าเป็นได้ก็ดีนะครับแต่ว่าถ้าไม่ได้เป็นแบบนั้นนะครับก็คือเราสามารถที่จะดูเกมให้เป็นก่อนอย่างแรกก็คือศึกษาตัวเกมนั้นแล้วก็ต้องชมตัวของ iPod Pro ด้วยหลายครั้งเนี่ยผมมองว่าเขาเล่นแบบ low profile high profit มากๆนะครับคือเล่นเพื่อทีมของจริงเลยผมใช้ก็ว่าอาชีพนี้มันใช้ passion ค่อนข้างเยอะมันใช้ความลุ่มหลงความหลงไหลกับตัวเกมนั้นๆค่อนข้างเยอะเพราะว่าเวลาที่เราทำงานแล้วมี passion กับมันเราก็จะเรียนรู้มันเองโดยอัตโนมัตินะแล้วพอเราเริ่มเข้าใจตัวเกมแล้วเนี่ยสิ่งต่อมาที่เราว่ามันเป็นความท้าทายตรงนั้นก็คือเรื่องของทักษะในการพูดทุกคนไม่มีใครเกิดมาพูดเก่งนะครับผมเองก็เช่นกันมันต้องมีการฝึกฝนตลอดนะครับช่วงที่ซันฝึกฝนได้จริงๆเนี่ยน่าจะเป็นตอนสมัยครอบครัวเปิดร้านอาหารแล้วผมเนี่ยเป็นคล้ายๆกับว่าเป็นคนที่คอยเก็บฟีดแบ็กของลูกค้าอะไรครับพี่ครับอาหารวันนี้เป็นยังไงบ้างครับอะไรอย่างเงี้ยมันเหมือนทำให้เรามีอินเทอร์แอคชั่นมีการพูดคุยกับคนอื่นๆในทุกๆวันจนเหมือนมันชินไปเองต่อให้เราไม่ได้เก่งแต่แรกดังนั้นเนี่ยทักษะการพูดสำคัญมากเพราะว่าความเข้าใจเกมเนี่ยผมว่าคนที่รักเกมรู้อยู่แล้วว่าเกมตัวเองมันเล่นยังไงนักกีฬาเป็นยังไงติดตามได้ผมว่าไม่ยากแต่ทักษะการพูดเนี่ยผมว่านี่คือสิ่งที่ท้าทายที่สุดเพราะว่าเราต้องใช้เวลาในการเรียนรู้กับมันนิดนึงอะไรอย่างนี้นะครับแต่ถ้าพูดไม่เก่งหรือเป็นคนขี้อายเนี่ยแบบซันเนี่ยนะก็มองว่าลองหาเขาเรียกว่าไงชีวิตประจำวันที่เราสามารถพบปะพูดคุยกับผู้คนได้มากกว่าเดิมสักนิดหน่อยค่อยๆขยับไปเรื่อยๆอันนั้นคือความท้าทายนะครับการหารายได้ของนักภาคการแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยนะครับหรือว่าผู้บรรยายการแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยก็เรียกได้ว่าหาได้ปัจจุบันเนี่ยมันกว้างมากเลยนะเพราะแต่ก่อนเนี่ยส่วนใหญ่ก็คือเอาตรงๆนะแต่ก่อนคือไม่มีอะไรได้เลย ไม่ได้อะไรเลยนะครับในช่วงสมัยยุคโซเชียลเน็ตเวิร์กยุคแรกนะไฮไฟฟ์อะไรเงี้ยก็การหารายได้ค่อนข้างยากอะไรเงี้ยครับแต่ว่าในปัจจุบันเนี่ยครับวิธีการหารายได้ว่างมากขึ้นนะครับตรงๆอย่างแรกเลยคือมาจากครูว่าจ้างเนาะอาจจะมีทางตัวของ organizer ผู้จัดการแข่งขันหรือว่าทาง publisher หรือว่าค่ายเกมมาว่าจ้างเราแต่การตรงนี้มันจะมีความท้าทายอยู่ตรงที่ว่าแล้วทำไงเขาจ้างล่ะเราใช้ความเข้าใจของเราเนี่ยในการที่จะส่งมอบตัวของความรู้ตัวของคอนเทนต์เข้าไปในคอมมูนิตี้ของเกมนั้นแล้วคอมมูนิตี้จะเริ่มรับรู้ตัวตนของคุณเองว่าอ๋อพี่คนนี้เขาเคยทำไกด์นี้แล้วผมเล่นเกมเก่งเกมนี้เพราะพี่เขาเลยนะผมเริ่มตัวตนของคอมมูนิตี้จะออกมาเองตามผลงานของตัวเองก่อนอย่างแรกแล้วเดี๋ยวผู้ว่าจ้างครับเวลาเขาเห็นเขาจะหาเขาเรียกว่า KOL เนาะหรือว่าเป็นตัวของ Key Opinion Leader ที่ถ้าเป็นภาษาไทยเหมือนประมาณแบบว่าคนที่สามารถชักจูงผู้คนได้นะเป็นคนที่มีอิทธิพลต่อความคิดถ้าเราเป็นจุดนั้นได้เนี่ยเดี๋ยวorganizer เดี๋ยว publisher เนี่ยเขาจะหาคุณเองว่าอุ้ยคนนี้เขาเล่นเกมเราเยอะนะแล้ว community สังคมเกมเรารู้จักเขาทีเนี้ยมันจะเริ่มไม่ยากนะครับเขาก็สามารถจะมีระบบตัวของ subscribing นะครับหรือว่าจะเป็นตัวของ donate นะครับเข้ามาเป็นรายได้เสริมของเราได้นะครับตรงเนี้ยเป็น3ช่องทางหลักๆแต่ถ้าจะให้ซันพูดอีกเนี่ยยังมีเยอะมากนะครับที่จะหามันนะครับแต่ตรงนี้เนี่ยนี่คือ3ช่องทางหลักๆที่หลายคนน่าจะต้องรู้ไว้ก่อนครับต้องใช้ความรักกับเกมนั้นพอสมควรจะใช้คำว่าติดเกมนั้นก็ได้แหละแต่คำว่าติดเกมที่ว่าเนี่ยมันก็อยู่ที่เรื่องของความรับผิดชอบด้วยเนาะนะครับใครที่อย่างแรกที่อยากจะขอเลยคือทุกอาชีพของเราต้องมีความรับผิดชอบ ดูเรื่องของเวลาเราพูดถึงวินาทีทุกเวลาทุกนาทีทุกชั่วโมงทุกวันว่าเฮ้ยถ้าเรามีความรับผิดชอบอะครับต่อให้เราไปทำงานอะไรมันโอเคหมดแบ่งเวลาให้เหมาะสมนะครับเน้นเรื่องการศึกษาไว้ก่อนนะครับไปเรียนให้เรียบร้อยทำการบ้านไปพ่อแม่แฮปปี้นะครับดังนั้นพ่อแม่ส่วนใหญ่จะค่อนข้างปล่อยนิดนึงแหละถ้าเกิดว่าลูกๆมีความรับผิดชอบดูแลตัวเองได้อะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับนี่คือสิ่งที่อยากเน้นก่อนเลยอย่างที่2คือเรื่องของการพูดเนาะนะครับอย่างที่บอกคือเรื่องของความเข้าใจเกมเนี่ยซันคิดว่าคนเล่นเกมไม่ต้องพูดกันคนเล่นเกมเยอะรู้อยู่แล้วว่าเกมตัวเองมันเล่นยังไงนะครับแต่ว่าวิธีการพูดเนี่ยเป็นเรื่องที่ทำเริ่มไม่ได้ง่ายแต่ฝึกกันได้ทุกคนนะครับพยายามที่จะลองที่จะพูดเยอะขึ้นกับคนอื่นอะไรเงี้ยครับอาจจะต้องเขาเรียกไงหาจุดแบบไปเที่ยวกับเพื่อนเวลามีสังสรรค์กับเพื่อนอะไรเงี้ยครับพยายามใช้เวลาในการพูดเยอะขึ้นเรื่อยๆเดี๋ยวจะเริ่มปรับตัวได้เองแหละครับเดี๋ยวเผลอๆคุณจะพูดเก่งโดยที่คุณไม่รู้ตัวแบบผมครับอยู่ๆก็พูดมากขึ้นมา อะไรประมาณนั้นครับผมนอกจากนั้นเนี่ยก็จะไม่มีอะไรมากครับส่วนใหญ่ก็จะอยู่ที่ความรับผิดชอบในทุกๆเรื่องครับผม
I was created to lead Omnics into war. But all I have ever wanted is a better life for my people. The fact that we exist is a miracle unto itself. We have studied the ways of peace and harmony. We have meditated on the universe and our place within it. We have tried to coexist with humanity, but humanity is not interested in sharing their world. How many more Omnics should perish to fuel mankind's dreams? No more. Our race is only a single generation. Finite and dying all too quickly. We can find our own place, and we must. Join me, and together we will make a better future for all Omnics.
Faith alone isn't enough, Kiriko.
I'm stronger than you think.
The Overwatch I joined was about raising the world up.
They can give the people hope again.
Let the Kitsune guide you! Give me back my knife! Do something! With these upgrades, they don't stand a chance.
I could be pushing something right now.
The dragon and I are one.
Some of the old, some of the new.
วัสดีครับยูโก้นะครับผมพงษ์ประนตเรืองอารีรัตน์ทุกวันนี้เป็นเฮดโค้ชในเกม Arena of Valor นะฮะหรือว่าที่รู้จักกันว่า RV
แคปชั่นเรื่องของโดนไปแต่ได้ผลขึ้นมาแล้วได้แค่ร้อยองต่อเกียร์เรื่องแล้วเมื่อกี้เกียร์ต่อก่อนมาได้มาอีก
โอ้โห
โอ้โหคิวกดมากดได้เกียร์
ที่สองไหมยังไม่ได้เรียบร้อยโอปโต้ครับ
Ladies and gentlemen, when push comes to push mode, we all know we have to push the bar. But right now, the situation, it seems to be tense because the loser of this upcoming match will have to exit the tournament and finish at the 4th place. It is a battle between Ice One versus Lynx TH. You're still with me, Mr. Loyal, and R6 right here next to me. And wow, what a match we have so far, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, speaking of push, we haven't even seen push today because of how fast the matches have been going. And both of these teams lost 0-3 to their respective opponents just now. But now, they versus each other. And whoever loses this, it's the lower bracket, so whoever loses this is out of the tournament. And remember, we are playing for both money, but more importantly, the top 2 teams get a slot into the upcoming anticipated invite tournament.
Yeah.
And I think that's what a lot of these teams want to play for.
I would agree to that. It's a time and place where glory can be achieved. And now is one of those times. Sweet Time and DAF Esports, they are already advanced to the winner finals actually. And the Lynx and Ice One still have to battle it out in the lower bracket. We have seen in esports, not just in Overwatch, but in other games as well, the miracle lower bracket run, and sometimes not miracle, just an insane lower bracket run. Will we be able to see a glimpse of that in both teams, R6?
The thing is, both of these teams have very little time to prepare for this because they just got off fresh from their previous game. Lynx here just finished playing their previous series, and here we look at Ice One's roster. Akami, Azalea, Lumi, Jay, Hellfire will be rounding out this roster. A mostly Singaporean roster with some other nationalities such as Malaysia and Vietnam in there. It's one of our invited teams. They fell to DAF, have shown not just meta comps, but they want to play off meta, they want to throw teams off guard. Here we see, finally we get to see their faces compared to the previous series. Looking ready as ever for this lower bracket run.
Yeah, indeed. They look poised and they look ready to be able to show on camera. Meanwhile, let's take a look at Lynx TH. Inziana, Galowin Queen, Rockets, and Panny S. Still the same team, the same lineup that both of them decided to rock and roll with.
And this is Lynx TH. They have shown they want to play meta, they want to fight you in the mirror, they want to play the Winston, they want to play the Reaper, the Sojourn. They fell short versus Sweet Time, but against Ice One, it's a new series, it's anyone's game. They need to forget about the previous series. I mean, not forget about it, they need to know their mistakes to work on it better, but they need to mentally restabilize because it's just been 15 minutes since they were last in the lobby. And now, it's the most important time yet. They're in the lowest bracket. They need to restabilize, calm themselves down for this map. And we're beginning with Busan.
Oh, finally something new. Busan is one of the maps that I have not that much time playing as much. But it's still the map that I've grown to have a spot in my heart. It's a map that, you know, not the best, not the worst to me.
Yeah,
They have a
same
lot
here.
of
I think
versatility.
I'm pretty neutral with Busan. No hatred here, no love or anything, just neutral. It is not a bad map. I think all the control maps are pretty well designed and they encourage a lot of team fights. Quite a lot of variety here as well. Have the close range of mecha base, the more open sight lines of Downtown, and even Sanctuary.
Mm.
So excited to see what team they are. And like I mentioned, it's a more open map, right? So one thing I'm expecting is one, maybe they want to play the Hog, or less close quarters. Maybe it's time to put out something off meta from them, as we've seen in their matchup against DAF. Because this is their map pick, actually.
Yeah, and I agree with that. Because of the winning in the coin toss, they get to select the first map, and it is, at the end of the day, is Busan. And we have seen this map being the place where teams can pick off meta picks. We see famously with the team from the Houston region, Houston Outlaws, picking the Orisa in the Mecha base, and picking Roadhog in the Sanctuary.
Yep.
So we have to see how things are gonna go. We have to wait for a while for the game to start, but right now things look poised for a fun Overwatch, don't you think so?
Yeah, and Sanctuary is a map I think really favors the Roadhog, because it's like around the drum is basically a circle, which means that gives so much room for the Lucio to speed your hog around, out-rotate the Winston composition, so much sidelines for a more poke-heavy composition like the Roadhog, paired with the Sojourn to just slowly poke down the bulk of the opposing Winston rush, and eventually get a pick and take the advantage. So yeah, that's why I think we see a lot of variety, and of course Mecha base, very close quarters, maybe favors the Orisa. I mean, I think Winston would probably be better, because I think Orisa is a hero. It's very tanky. It's almost unkillable. But if you just don't need to rush the Orisa, you rush the back line.
Agree.
But of course, a lot of tank varieties in this meta. So I'm excited to see what these two teams bring to the table today.
And at first, we're gonna see the first hover onto the mirror composition, the Winston Rush, as we see a lot here in the city center part of
Downtown.
Yeah, downtown. We're
Yeah.
going in downtown Busan, and before they are starting to sing karaoke, you need to understand how both teams are gonna approach this. And Lynx, actually, that's Ice One on the right side, and Lynx was on the left side. A little bit of whoopsie there. But it should be fixed really soon. But here goes the start of the lower bracket semifinals. The loser of this match exits the tournament as Lumi once again. Nice hook onto Galowin and managed to get the first pick of this map here.
Lynx probably maybe not expecting them to roll on the Roadhog. Galowin not really expecting
Queen switched to
to
Orisa.
just come at him. One thing I have to note from the previous series, the roles of the DPS from Lynx has also swapped, and ZNR is now on the Sojourn and Galowin is now on the Reaper, a contrary to what we saw during the series in the sweep time.
Yeah, and nice Javelin toss to disrupt the healing portions. The take a breather from Lumi. What a hook again, and Queen is getting the lead. What a nice play from Lumi, as Ice One will be able to take the control of the first point initially. Let's say the position favors Lynx, but Ice One have the potential in numbers. Lumi get another pick with Akabe as well, trying to harass the back line. And Ice One controls strong in the first portions of the map.
That's one of the downsides of Orisa, right? You use your E, you use the spinning thing. I don't know what's the exact name, I use that. But because of that, right? Yeah, and Queen was so ahead of his team. They isolate him, take him down, and yeah, he's just so straight on team, and he's already so low now. And Penny, yes, I think I heard the Suzu already come out from him.
True, and I hear that the sounds of the bell. Lynx trying to use this tight quarter portion of this map to play best with the Orisa. NCNR 100% charged. They're not gonna take on the shot. A nice pulse bomb stuck there from Akame, getting onto Rocket as NCNR 4 as well. And I think there could be a fight reset chance as Galowin decided to commit seppuku as well as Queen. They're going back to square one.
There's the reset there. Without the Suzu, leaves Lynx TH defenseless with the DPS of Ice 1. Azalea wins out the duo versus NZNA, leaving the tank alone on the point. And not a lot of ultimates have even been used this round. We are leading up to our first fight where both teams have a lot of ultimates to use.
Yeah, Zelly already popped in, the overclock already pours in a lot of damage, forcing Lynx to not peek. And that's gonna buy a lot of time, probably around 5%. The Lynx are forced to fight right now. They have the Kitsune Rush. Both teams using the Kitsune Rush Mirror. A lot of damage pouring through as Luby going in for the meat grinder on possession. Meat grinder combo to hook there to connect. Queen almost have the Terra Surge here. Has a lot of damage coming in for it to float side. Luby with a nice hook on the patty. Yes, the beat coming in for Vice One as well. Trying to steamroll, trying to stab this round border. Nice Terra Surge, but a response here. Not a lot of damage, but Jay will be able to go down. And then Sienna as well for the trade. Lynx managed to flip for the last second. Luby with no take a breather, he will fall. But picks coming in favor of Ice One regardless. Queen still being the behemoth onto the point, trying to get some pick with Azalea getting him at the end of the day. And Ice One should get the first.
Yeah, and that was quite a huge ultimate there from Queen. And Jay was so low. Perhaps his Queen have held that a millisecond longer, it would have gotten the pick on the Jay, which made the fight way more clean. But Jay survives, escapes with a little bit of HP left, gets the TP off, and somehow Ice One are able to turn the fight around, even without their tank.
Yeah, really good play all around from Ice One so far. And they have been capturing the first part of this map, the first part of Lounge Town. We're now entering Mecha Base, the map which favors both Winston and Orisa. It's a battle of two playstyles. Let's see how it works.
Yep, Ice One going back to the Winston. Less space for the Hawk to work, so Lumi says, I can play both, so I'm just gonna go Winston. Now they see the Orisa. Let's see how they approach this more bunker style Orisa comp.
Yeah, but I would support Orisa composition with a bit of a bar of a Baptiste and less likely of a Pico. But the person of the Kitsune Rush just a little overwhelming for you to kinda not pick it. Let's see how it goes. Lynx using the short space, trying to create advantage and trying to play to the strength of their composition. The points has been a lot, but no team is there to take it yet. Akame is going down really low, but not down just yet. No kills towards both sides. Just now, disrupt the shot, try to force NCNR away from the low position, and Hellfire be able to connect onto the first pick of this portion of the map onto NCNR. And without Soldier and Lynx have not a lot of DPS here, Queen will finally fall after a lot of damage pressure, and Ice One seems to be the one coming out victorious in the first fight.
That's a well-placed disruptor shot there from Azalea. Forces NZNR to use his power slide to back out, but Hellfire is there ready. NCNR I think was already half HP when he uses his slide, and Hellfire along with the shots from Azalea, he's managed to clean up NZNR, which opens up the fight for Ice One. And look at Azalea, he already has his overclock. NZNR is only at 56%, but that's already a fast down barrier.
Yeah, nice beat all around here, coming in from Lynx, trying to force this fight onto his head, switching to the Winston and Orisa. Azalea with the overclock, and the beat comes in to just the boot, and a Kitsune Rush as well. Azalea getting 2 picks with the overclock, trying to pour a lot more damage. Skeleton is forced to use the raid, but can he able to escape? He will, but not so. K and save can be set for Queens, but the rest of Lynx will not be able to hold this position.
DC? Seems like we should be expecting a pause soon.
Yes, a pause.
But from the side of Lynx, perhaps a bit of overzealousness from Panias there. His teammates were already falling around him. He tries to turn the fight with his Kitsune Rush, but he also falls, which means that they invested a Kitsune Rush when the fight was already half lost. Which means going to the next fight, they down support outs. Ice One also down supports. Now with Lumi DCing, he's gonna have a reset on his ultimate also.
Yeah.
The Queen swapped over to Winston, already nearing his primal rage.
Yeah, a little bit of unlucky there from Ice One. They still got a lot of advantage here, got a lot of advantage onto the point percentage, and Akame still having the Death Blossom. Let's see what he can do in a tight corridor like this. Raid Form has been used, the trigger has not been pulled yet. Here comes the Death Blossom from Akame, and Galloway, it seems that Galloway come out on top with the double, and Queen just for good measure. Team kill from Lynx.
The thing is, Jay used his Suzu there to try to protect his team from Death Blossom, but before he even used his Suzu, a lot of the Ice One members were already half health or low HP. So the Suzu can only last so long. The moment it goes down, it causes Galloway on the Death Blossom to finish up the low HP Ice One members, and they're forced to reset.
Tight fight all around here. Let's see how it goes. Here comes the overclock from NCNR, getting the pick off Azalea in the first pick of the game. Let's see if there's any more. NCNR get Akame on the collateral. The PS property of the railgun on the overclock. And now Lynx will win the first fight decisively.
Nice one had no outs there to counter the overclock, and that just shows you how pivotal Sojourn is as a hero in this meta. And ZNR spots the overclock, gets 2 kills. Can't really do much about it if your eyes one. But now going to the next fight, they have the Kitsune rush. Penny still needs 1 or 2 more seconds, and Jay pops it first.
Here comes Kitsune Rush from both sides, and Jay and Penny. Like you said, Jay pop first, get the advantage to Ice One. Azalea and NCNR go down to trade, no Soldier, but Queen falls, no tanks for Lynx right now. The Reapers trying to shotgun one another, but Akabe coming out on top. That's Akabe going for the rampage. And Ice One will be able to flip it.
Nakami takes down 3 with the Hellfire shotguns with the help of the increased firing speed of the Kitsune Rush. Lynx TH. Once again, just like the previous series, they're always the ones who use the Kitsune Rush second, and it's not going well in their favor.
Yeah, and now Akabe is trying to hold the fort down as Queen's trying to harass the back line, but without support for his team, it's proved to be a little bit difficult. Hellfire is forced to use a sound barrier, though same can be said for Rocket. Still fighting a tight corridor right here and there. The percentage is sticking to 92 and 93. Acelia has the overclock. Will he be able to use it now? Someone touched the point though, so it will trigger overtime. Akabe quick Queen, and here comes the dead blossom, but Akabe didn't get anyone just yet. The Susu coming in clutch. Newbie gets rockets though. The point has been flipped. Yeah, but there's someone on the point. The dead blossom coming in for Galloway, but he gets shut down, and that should be it. That's the first match captured from Ice One.
It doesn't matter that Akami's Death Blossom doesn't get anything. It forces the back line of Lynx to go out of position then where they want to play, which means Lumi, it's an easy dive for him, catches out the back line there. And here we see a very good Death Blossom for Galloway, but not enough to win his team that round.
A little bit unfortunate there, but it seems like Ice One are on their A game right here and now, taking the first map in quite a convincing fashion. But Lynx show them their run and show them that they can be able to fight back at least a little bit. They're winning fights here and there. The pick was crucial, but not crucial enough to have them win any round whatsoever. Asics.
Looking a bit more polished here than their series against Sweet Time. Maybe it's the fact that they decided to swap the DPS roles a bit. Maybe NZNR feels a bit more comfortable on the Sojourn, and maybe Galloway feels more comfortable on the Reaper. And I mean, the DPS are the ones that dictate a lot of fight, right? If you're the Reaper, you're supposed to call, because your Death Blossom is a very good initiative tool. You need to call a lot of resources to help you. So along with the Sojourn, so maybe these two players they feel more comfortable on the heroes they are currently respectively, and it is working better for them as well. But on the other side, Ice One, they played a lot of off-meta stuff the previous series. Now they're sticking to the meta, and they are winning out Lynx in the mirror. So once again, Lynx, they need to figure out how they want to play this meta composition, because it's not like this is going to change for the rest of the series.
Yeah. Really, really, really interesting to see how this series will evolve. The next map type will be hybrid. King's Row again, maybe?
I mean, it's up to Lynx. Lynx picked King's Row the previous series. I mean, Ice One also picked King's Row in their series, so I have to say it's probably going to be King's Row. Unless Lynx thinks that they don't want to play King's Row anymore after their series against Sweet Time. But we have to see. We'll have to see.
I would argue that Lynx actually play really well in King's Row as well. Like, come on. Like we also said this in our earlier portion of this broadcast. King's Row is everyone's favorite map. Okay, everyone loves King's Row. Like, there's 3 things in Overwatch that people love, right? There's King's Row. There's when you win an Overwatch ranked game in 10 minutes, and good support. That's the 3 things that Overwatch players love the most in this game. Take a look at Lynx. Yeah, still in high spirit despite losing the match just then and there. Ice One, poised as ever, ready to strike.
Yep, good to see Lynx still in high spirits after that loss. Shows you that they still believe they have the confidence. I mean, why wouldn't you have the confidence to be able to come back? You have players on the caliber of players such as NZ and Rocket, Penny, so much experience under their belts. Certainly faced a series such as this before. I'm sure that they still have a fighting chance in this series.
I would agree to that statement wholeheartedly. I was hoping for a really nice and fun series. The first map was a little bit of a one-sided affair in favor of Ice One. Lynx still struggling to find an answer for how Ice One played the aggressive style, the Lumi hook onto the first part, and the aggressive play onto the second portion of the map. And again, if I have a nickel, if I have a coin or a nickel for every time King's Row was picked in this tournament that I have casted myself, I would have 8 nickels, which is not much, but it's weird that it happens 8 times.
Well, I have to say, it's not just this tournament. I think every tournament that I've watched or as a viewer in content, teams always go to King's Row. Like, it's not even just a SEA thing. Just everyone around the world wants to play King's Row. And
yeah.
no surprise here. King's Row yet again. Seems like probably tomorrow as well.
I think,
it's always gonna be King's Row.
You know what? When Paraiso was coming out initially, like teams are picking Paraiso, and I was getting sick of Paraiso, like watching pro players play Paraiso. Like, oh come on, I want to see Midtown because Midtown was my favorite map actually. But then I realized Midtown was not in the map pool anymore, and then I even got bummed out, and I even getting more angry when I realized, wait a second, they're not playing Paraiso anymore. They're going back to play King's Row.
Well,
again,
as long
like
as long as there's high level gameplay, good games to watch, I don't really mind what map we go to. Win, hovering over the Widowmaker right now, just trying to get an opening pick. Never mind, doesn't see the opportunity, it just swaps off.
And I would agree that that was a solid call for both sides, depending on how its situation prefer. Actually, this time the things are switched. Ice One is the team on the left side, and Lynx was the team on the right side. The red team was actually Lynx. So a little bit of a switcheroony again. The staff and production getting a little bit of giggle, have some nice and fun touch. You know, teams are getting a bit ring around Orosi, just like in the game so far right now. And see how they doing. Lumi is getting pretty low here, and he'll be falling first. And it seems that Ice One will not be able to hold strong for a long time. Gelowin gets Akame as well. At this point, it's still ticking and ticking in favor of Lynx. Sorry, in favor of Lynx, and they should be able to get it not challenging part.
The back line of Ice One is still stuck behind Lynx. If Lynx chooses to rush this could cause a huge stagger here for Ice One. It can't be lethal to them, but Lumi is already back and he wants to save his back line by Hellfire.
Too late. Yeah, a little bit too late, and like you said, a lot of stagger. Really challenging and really heartbreaking stagger, if you might say. But well, Ice One will be able to re-engage and maybe regroup for a while here, but then see an Akame as well. Things are tough.
Well, but at least the card wasn't being pushed for Lynx TH, so it still gives Ice One probably around 2 more fights they can choose to take this. Going to the next fight, both teams have the Kitsune Rush. We're gonna see which team chooses to use this first and how the other team will react. Whether they want to fight it, head on, or they want to kite it out.
Interesting to see how the teams are gonna roll. And here comes the Kitsune Rush from both teams. Let's see how it is. Didn't see it all. Did not have the overclock just yet. But here goes Celia with the pick as well as Akame. It seems like Ice One, I have the one on top, finding more value with its Kitsune Rush. And this should be a team wipe, the team kill.
Both teams only used the Kitsune Rush there, which means going to the next fight, they each have 4 ultimates left. And Tani has again. He uses his Kitsune Rush second, and they lose. He has to realize this. He has to think about it for the next time, but the fight's already happening.
Yeah, and here comes a beat from Lynx TH, and as well as Ice One. A beat for a beat here, as the eye for an eye. And here comes the Dead Blossom though from Galloway, get Azalea the first pick, and that's it. But here comes the counter. Dead Blossom from Akame getting pushed as well into Pettias. That was a lucky move from Queens. And Lynx, and Ice One will be able to hold strong.
And it's honestly so funny that the previous fight, both teams only used the Kitsune Rush. In this fight, both teams used the rest of Alpha Ultimates. They're just using the same ultimates as each other fight after fight. But the last 2 fights, Ice One has been consistently winning it out. So, yeah, and both teams is now a neutral. So it's anyone's game, just relying on how well you know how to place meta. No ultimates will be involved the next fight.
Yes, I agree with that. Coming already aggressively, and Lumi still holding strong. A little bit of a walk back situation from Ice One as they're trying to go for it, but the card is still pushing. All ultimates, just like you said, but Kiss Their Rush is getting formed pretty fast from Jay, and he will be more ready than Penny S if the time will come. But look at NCNR trying to flank from behind. We'll see the development shortly. But right now, Azalea was on the front foot. Here comes the Kiss Their Rush from Jay already. Luby was on the half health, and the rest of the Ice One is marching strong as members of Lynx cannot be able to stand that much pressure.
And NCNR tried to go for a cheeky off angle there on the right side, but when Ice One used their Kitsune Rush, they didn't go for the main team. They saw how far out of position NZNR was. They just go for him. They get the numbers advantage and they clean out. And now another stagger on the NZNR. Can't even escape his spawn without getting headshot by Azalea.
Ah, that's Sojourn, am I right? Yeah, you're getting one shot headshot from all the way downtown. 3,544 kilometers ain't gonna do anything to you, and that's the beauty of this hero. Lynx have the Kiss Their Rush. They will be using it to opening this fight already, which will force Ice One to disengage pretty fast. But Hellfire getting caught in the firestorm, as well as this. Jay is fall as well, and the disengage attempt from Ice One will not hope and go fruitful for them, as members fall one by one, and Lynx looking forward to push this towards the checkpoint.
Where is Azalea? He didn't fall that fight. So is he behind Lynx right now? Oh, never mind, he's just main. But I honestly think Izon can recontest again, but Galawin is already ready up on the ropes.
Here comes that Blossom, but the beat comes in just in time from Hellfire, but he will fall regardless because of the damage enormously from Queens. Here comes the Dead Blossom as a response, but Akame fails to find anyone because of a nice because of anything that's coming through towards them. My goodness, Queen still wreaking havoc, and it seems like this match is more tense than you think.
I mean, Akame's Death Blossom didn't really do anything on the Q feed there, but it forces Rocket to be scared out of fear that Akame might turn a fair around, forces him to commit his sound barrier, so it's gonna be a more even fight for Ice One to take this without Rocket's sound barrier on the other side.
Yeah, without Rocket sound barrier on the other side, it's gonna be a little bit difficult. And now the team names are represented correctly. NCNR and Azalea using the overclock. Both didn't find anyone yet. NCNR trying to check the angle. Azalea trying to put pouring damage to the front side. Here comes the Kiss Their Rush from Jay. Penny with no response whatsoever, forcing Lynx to back off. But NCNR and Penny still fall regardless. But still, at this point, Lynx still have a lot of time to push.
Oh, they tried to run as fast as possible as they humanly could, but NCNR and Penny still gets caught out.
Yep.
But at the very least, Lynx CH, they have the Kitsune out advantage for next fight.
Yeah, but Lumi has the Primal Rage. We can disrupt a little bit of the Kitsune Rush. There's a 1-for-1 ultimate's coming in pretty soon. We have to see how this fight's gonna go. Here comes the dive already from Queen. He's dropping to half health. Lumi has the Primal Rage. You want to fight this fight heads on. With 1 minute remaining, the last two fights is going to be crucial for both teams. Here comes the jump. Queen's trying to get to the back line. Kiss Their Rush already used by Banny S. He's going to force Ice One to play in a really difficult situation. Lumi trying to go to the back line, already get rockets. That's going to be huge because no Lucio means no speed. Akame being fought as well. And NCNR
just in the back line.
Back like a volleyball by Lumi. It's a 2-for-2 at the end of the day. And Lumi with no presence there, it's going to be difficult for his team to get advantage at the end of the day. The card is still pushing. 40 seconds left. Lynx hoping to finish this portion of the map.
Yeah, but going in the next fight, they have the sound barrier, they have the rip out, 2 key ultimates they can use to turn the find the favor, but Queen doesn't want any of that.
A little bit too late of a beat there, but Azalea getting one right back. It's a 2-for-1 situation. Lumi picks switch on to the Wrecking Ball, trying to find his space. Gellowin heads Hellfire at the end of the day. That kill was a secure. Azalea getting a headshot of the Gellowin, a nice power driver. Big use there from Lumi. He's trying to use the spinner Rudy onto the pod, trying to get the back line. Akame with the Dead Blossom will still hold strong. 8 seconds left, and it seems like Lynx, despite all the effort, would not be able to push it to the end of the portion of the map. Azalea with the overclock, trying to finish it off. Queen, the last man remaining, trying to be the one to put his presence on them, and Lumi onto the Wrecking Ball, and Azalea will be able to stop Lynx in their tracks.
Lumi well played with the Wrecking Ball stall. He actually boops Penny as out of range from his entire team, which leaves Akame to be able to get the Death Blossom in without needing to worry about the protection Suzu. Probably wasn't intentionally planned, but it just worked out well the way it did, and it's a good start from Lumi.
Good start from Lumi. But look at this boop. Luckily though, Queen was trying to boop him away from the team, Akame, but Akame jumped right into the support and the DPS, and he gets 2 more picks, although unintentionally.
Yeah, Queen actually booped Akame into the crossfire of Gallowin right there, which made Akame get like quite a easy kill on the Gallowin. Bit of a mistiming there on the side of Lynx, but well played to them. A very close affair all the way up until the last fight. Stepping it up is Lynx. Compared to the one-sided first map, it's good to see that they have stabilized a bit, know what they want to do, and they're playing well.
Yeah. Seems like things are going pretty well.
Yeah, and looking at the defense from Lynx TH, just the normal standard composition. Playing around the statue, the most default position, a lot of chances to rotate. Your Winston, your Reaper can poke the opposing tank together, but what is Ice One trying to do here?
I'm not sure what Ice One's trying to do in this scenario, but they're playing behind the statue there. Here
Queen's already so low. What?
Yeah, here comes the team already so low, and Queen's already gone. Azalea get the first pick, and it seems like Ice One are the one who's trying to come out on top here. Oh my.
And that's the first time we actually probably seen the Spawn Widow that actually worked out well. Azalea gets the first headshot on the Queen, forces him to jump up, try to get his healing back, and then another headshot to kill him off, but Queen's already back.
Oh no! Azalea gets Gallowin there, and Azalea gets Akame and gets Queen and Rockets as well. And it's the first quick push. A team kill from Ice One.
So well played right there from Azalea's Widow. But of course, it was just only for our first point opportunity. Now back to the standard Sojourn. And look how far ahead Jay is in terms of his ultimate charge actually compared to Penny's. He's gonna have the Kitsune rush up for the next fight, and Lynx TH, they have 0 ultimates to react with.
Yeah. Have no 0 ultimate to react with right here. And now, and here comes the team trying to going forward there. Lynx still having space here, and Jay, here comes the Kitsune rush, trying to put pressure towards the Lynx back line. Let's see how it goes. Akame gets Queen first. My goodness, Akame gets 1 more. The Kitsune rush casts value. Akame gets 3. The 3k. Good play all around.
There's the Reaper right there. They pop the Kitsune rush. Lynx TH, they already used the amp for something else. I don't think they had the amp ready for that. Tried to kite with the normal speed boost, wasn't fast enough. Queen falls so low. Loomis jumps in. Picture perfect play from Ice One right there. And they still have ultimates going to the next fight. Advantages all around except Panias with his Kitsune rush.
Yeah, Panias with his Kitsune rush. Lynx could be their saving grace. We'll see how they're gonna do. 4 minutes still left in the clock. A lot of time. Ice One can still play on their tempo. Here comes Kitsune rush from Penny. Yes. Good decision from Ice One to just walk away there. But then Blossom from Basile trying to cause anyone off guard. Sorry, from Akame. And Padias going down pretty low, but not there just yet. Ice One trying to use this as their momentum spring. Getting towards Queen already. Here comes the overclock from Basile trying to find more damage. Akame gets the DNR. And here comes the fight. Here comes the prey. But here comes the Death Blossom from Gallowin. Gloomy and Gallowin gets 1 more each. Let's see how his fight's gonna end. Jay getting picked onto Gallowin. Finally, and only 1 man remaining is Padias, and he will fall.
That was so close. Gallowin almost clutched it back there for his team. Queen has the primal rage. She wants to stall it out. There's only 2 people from Ice One on the point.
Yeah, only 1 on the point. Here comes the team. Here comes the beat already. Lumi getting DNR. Let's see how the rest of the things is gonna go. Azalea having a beat up pretty fast. We'll see how it goes. Akame gets Queen already. It seems like finally Ice One will be able to push to the very end. Akame Trying to form more shotguns towards Galawin, who falls. And now the point has been reached.
That's record pace for Ice. 4.5 minutes to attack. See, they don't even need to push it all the way. And Lynx has always been on the back foot this entire defense. The ultimates are always charging slower. And it's always a close fight. But Ice are always the ones to pop the ultimates first because they have it first. Which leaves Lynx always on the back foot.
Yep. Let's see how it is going to be like. Ice 1 right now. Trying to find more advantage, 100% charge. Trying to go forward here, Ice 1. Here comes the disruptor shot already. Trying to find more space, diving in towards the back line. The Primal Rage going in, used by Lumi already. Here comes Kitsune Rush from Penny S. And the Dead Blossom from Akame, he gets rockets. The gates are coming down, but it's not, seems like the kill. Lynx in tough position, Ice 1. Trying to go forward. Azalea against Patty S still. And right here and now is the time where they can shine. Push towards the finish line here. Akame. There seems to be little resistance. Queen's jumping in. Close to get his Primal Rage. He needs that to be able to stall, but a lot of damage. 4-2. He dies before he gets here. Here comes the Kitsune Rush from Jay. As the rest is going to have to jump to the point, fling themselves there. But 4 members fall as this will make it 5, and Ice 1 takes this map too.
That was so badly timed for Lynx. They were building up so close, 90% to 3 big ultimates. But the Kitsune Rush for Jay closes the advantage, and they didn't even get a chance to build up on any of them. Ice 1, our entire team wide, gets the second map in convincing fashion. A closer affair from map 1, but once again, it's Ice 1 coming on top.
I agree with that statement. With Ice 1 coming on top. Onto the match point already. Would this be the 3 Overwatch days? We have to be here.
It's looking likely, but the perennial problem. Every time we reach this stage today, Mr. Loyal, we always look to the Escort map, and we always say it's Escort Circuit Royale, a chance to break the meta, bring out the Sigma compositions. Both teams tried it. They lost. They lost in their respective winners bracket series. Let's see whether Lynx TH still wants to bring us the Circuit Royale.
Yeah, and let's see if they're gonna go back to the circuit. They know Lumi is an off-tank player. They know his strength, and they should know that, well, it's kind of difficult to challenge the Sigma in Circuit Royale, but still, there's a window of opportunity. Maybe Queen say, hey, my Sigma wasn't bad. My Sigma was actually really good, which he is. His Sigma is really, really good.
He was able to clutch it.
Yeah, he was able to clutch.
Fight the defense, right?
Agree with you. He was able to clutch for his team. So maybe we're a little bit underestimate with the main tank ability to play heroes on the off tank as well. In Overwatch 2, you kind of have to flex to every single hero if you kind of want to play on the highest effective level of this game, ladies and gentlemen. The thing is still tense. Remember, loser of this match exit the tournament. Can't be any more tense than this now.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, even if you go to Circuit Royale, you don't have to play a Sigma. Sweet Time didn't play Sigma at all. They just stick to their Winston comp, and they just rushed over Lynx TH poke composition. So for Lynx, maybe they saw that, they're like, if Ison wants to play Sigma, fine, we just play meta, we just rush all over them. But you never know, maybe they want to pick a different map. So.
Could be. Interesting to see. We'll be going on a short break. We'll be right back pretty soon.
ที่รับหน้าที่ในเกมนั้นๆคือเป็นผู้เล่นอ่ะมาปุ๊บซ้อมเล่นทำหน้าที่ของเราให้ดีที่สุดแล้วก็ทำหน้าที่ร่วมกับเพื่อนแต่โค้ชอ่ะเหมือนต้องเก่งทุกตำแหน่งเหมือนผมต้องเป็นทุกตำแหน่งอ่ะเพราะว่าผมต้องรู้ว่าแต่ละตำแหน่งต้องการอะไรแต่ละตำแหน่งต้องทำอะไรเวลานั้นทีมควรจะทำอะไรคิดก็คือหนักขึ้นผมต้องเข้าใจเกมหลายๆอย่างเรื่องความรู้นี่ต้องแน่นเลยทั้งแนวทางแต่ละคนก็มีสไตล์การดราฟต์ออกมาที่แตกต่างกันครับผมก็ต้องมีสไตล์การดราฟต์ของผมที่ผมและผู้เล่นของผมเข้าใจเป็นโค้ชก็เหมือนเป็นกุนซือที่คุณต้องควบคุมทีมของคุณทีมนักรบของคุณไปในทิศทางเดียวกันเราต้องแบกรับอยู่แล้วครับความกดดัน เพราะว่าในหน้าดราฟต์หน้าฮีโร่อย่างเงี้ยผู้เล่นเราอ่ะนักรบเราอ่ะลงไปอ่ะพร้อมสู้แล้วเหมือนช่วงระหว่างการดราฟต์ฮีโร่ครับมันเป็นไมล์เกมของผมเลยนะของโค้ชอ่ะมันเหมือนผมมีโลกของผมด้วยอ่ะที่ผมต้องไปแข่งกับโค้ชของทีมอื่นอ่ะหรือณเวลานั้นอ่ะช่วงดราฟต์แค่ไม่เกิน5 นาทีครับช่วงนั้นมันเป็นช่วงที่นานมากสำหรับผมเลยนะระหว่างเฟสหนึ่งอ่ะที่ต้องดราฟต์ฮีโร่ตัวหนึ่งต้องแบนฮีโร่ตัวหนึ่งใน1 นาทีอ่ะผมคิดอะไรในหัวแบบเยอะมากอ่ะคือในหัวภาพในหัวผมแบบเป็นตารางเป็นแบบตัวนี้แพ้ตัวนี้ชนะตัวนี้ควรเล่นอย่างนี้หยิบตัวนี้มาเขาจะหยิบตัวนี้ทีมนี้เก่งอย่างนี้ก่อนที่ผมจะกรองแล้วก็หยิบมาได้1 ตัวคือผมสู้ตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแล้วอ่ะผู้เล่นอาจจะยังไม่ได้เล่นยังไม่ได้สู้แต่ว่าโค้ชหรือว่ากุนซือสู้กันตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแหละตั้งแต่ก่อนเกมเริ่มก็คือรับแรงกดดันตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นแหละแล้วพอสู้กันตอนนั้นเสร็จเราก็ได้ชุดฮีโร่ออกมาเราก็ต้องอธิบายทีมของเราว่าเฮ้ยคุณต้องเล่นมาสไตล์ไหนนะคุณมีแผนต้นเกมยังไงคุณวิธีการชนะของคุณคืออะไรฝั่งตรงข้ามต้องการอะไรถึงจะชนะเกมนี้เราต้องการอะไรถึงจะชนะเกมนี้เราจะแก้ไขวิธีการเล่นยังไงผมต้องทำอย่างนั้นอธิบายตรงนั้นให้จบภายในแค่แบบเวลาไม่ถึง1 นาทีด้วยซ้ำคุณก็ต้องเข้าใจเกมแล้วก็ไม่ใช่ว่าเล่นไม่ได้เลยคุณก็ต้องเล่นได้ในระดับหนึ่งถ้าแบบคุณมองว่าในอนาคตไม่ได้อยากเป็นโค้ชแบบทีมขำๆในห้องเรียนถ้าคุณมองว่าสักวันหนึ่งผมจะเป็นโค้ชในโปรลีกหนึ่งเลยอย่างน้อยคุณต้องเล่นเก่งในระดับหนึ่งเพราะว่าถ้าเล่นไม่ได้เลยก็จะไม่เห็นมุมมองของเกมแต่ถ้าเล่นเก่งในระดับหนึ่งแล้วก็อาจจะเห็นมุมมองอาจจะไม่ได้เล่นเก่งขนาดนั้นเลยมืออาจจะไม่ไปแต่ความคิดดีก็ไปพัฒนาเรื่องความคิดต่อเพราะว่าการเป็นโค้ชเนี้ยต้องลงไปลองเองอยู่แล้วเหมือนตัวผมเองผมก็ลงไปลองเองในหลายๆอย่างผมต้องเล่นทุกตำแหน่งนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นมิดเลนออฟเลนแครี่ป่าผมต้องเล่นทุกตำแหน่งเลยพอผมได้ไอเดียอะไรมาผมแบบตัวใหม่แพชปรับบัฟเนิร์ฟผมก็ลองเองในระดับหนึ่งแล้วพอผมค่อนข้างโอเคแล้วผมส่งไปให้ผู้เล่นวิจัยต่อทำงานร่วมกันใช่ฉะนั้นผู้เล่นที่จะมาเป็นโค้ชก็ต้องเล่นได้แล้วก็ศึกษาข้อมูลความรู้เยอะๆก็ต้องหมั่นศึกษาดูแข่งทำรีเสิร์ชทำชุดข้อมูลอย่างเงี้ยเพราะว่าพอมีโอกาสเข้ามาจริงๆเขาต้องพร้อมที่จะเพอร์ฟอร์มออกมาเขาต้องพร้อมที่จะเอาความรู้ที่เขามีออกมาใช้มีความรับผิดชอบมีวินัยอาจจะไม่จำเป็นต้องหาทีมโปรอย่างเดียวก็ได้บางทีคุณอาจจะเอาตัวเองเข้าไปหาในทีมเซมิโปรทีมที่เพิ่งเริ่มไปหัดตั้งแต่ก้าวเล็กๆก็ได้ครับว่าเฮ้ยผมมาสมัครเป็นโค้ชผมอยากเป็นโค้ชให้ทีมคุณซึ่งบางทีมเป็นทีมเซมิโปรเงี้ยเขาไม่มีโค้ชเพราะว่าผมคิดว่าโค้ชเป็นหนึ่งตำแหน่งที่ขาดแคลนมากในประเทศไทยโค้ชดีๆมีไม่เยอะแตกต่างกับผู้เล่นผมมั่นใจเลยผมการันตีเลยเด็กไทยเก่งมากเด็กอายุ13เอาจริงเด็ก10 ขวบ8 ขวบยังเก่งเลยคนที่อยากมาเป็นโค้ชแบบผมนะครับผมก็อยากให้ตั้ง mindset ถ้าอยากเป็นแบบผมก็ mindset ผมแล้วกันเพิ่มความรับผิดชอบครับผมทำให้ตัวเองมีความรับผิดชอบมากขึ้นผมก็กล้าพูดเลยว่าผมก็เป็น1 คนที่ขาดความรับผิดชอบมาก่อนครับผมก็พอถึงในจุดหนึ่งผมโตขึ้นผมก็รู้ว่าความรับผิดชอบมันสำคัญขนาดไหนวินัยความรับผิดชอบความขยันหมั่นหาความรู้เริ่มจากหาอะไรด้วยตัวเองหมั่นหาทุกอย่างเข้าหาตัวเองครับพยายามดึงดูดทุกอย่างเข้าหาตัวเองไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องของการแข่งขันปัจจัยหลายๆอย่างอย่ารอให้สิ่งที่เราต้องการดึงเราเข้าไปอย่าอยู่สบายอย่างนั้นด้วยความที่เป็นกีฬาด้วยด้วยความที่เป็นอาชีพด้วยไม่มีอะไรได้มาง่ายๆผมแบบเล่นมาตั้งแต่แบบหาทีมจาก Facebook ครับน้องๆใน Facebook พิมพ์ว่าเฮ้ยหาทีมครับอะไรอย่างเงี้ยไม่ย่อท้อแข่งเล่นมาเรื่อยๆพยายามไต่ระดับมาเรื่อยๆจนมีทุกวันนี้ได้ครับผมก็อย่าหลงทางอย่าหลงละเลงในหลายๆอย่างครับผมแล้วก็ต้องยอมสละความสุขบางอย่างในชีวิตไปถ้าเรามีทาร์เก็ตมีเป้าหมายที่เราอยากจะก้าวไปให้ถึงไม่ว่าจะเป็นเรื่องเล่นเรื่องความสนุกสนานบางอย่างเราต้องตัดไปเพราะเราต้องไปหาความรู้
Ladies and gentlemen, things have been tense ever since the playoff has started, and it's even more intense now.
Yes.
Wow.
Right now. Because guess what? Lynx is staring down the barrel of elimination, the one map away from getting eliminated right out of this tournament. It's not looking too good for them, Mr. Loyal. They are down 0-2.
Not looking good though, but Lynx have picked a fight and they have been proved that they can back it up just a bit. When fighting against in King's Row, when fighting in Busan, they show glimpse that they can, I can still fight with you. I can still make you bleed. But they haven't made Ice One able to bleed hard yet. We have to see how well both teams are gonna go.
Yeah, and it's gonna be really disappointing for Lynx to dominate their way through the group stages, and come into these playoffs maybe with a result that they are not they do not want to have. Nobody wants to go out of the playoffs first, right? It's double elimination. You have 2 chances, but you don't want to be the team that squanders both chances to go out of the tournament first.
Indeed, and I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. You don't want to be the first team that exits, and you don't want to be the last team that exits. When the opportunity comes, you grab it because,
if you're the last team that exits, you're the winner, right?
No, the last team that exits, you mean like second place.
Oh yeah, probably.
Because the winner, they don't exit yet. They
just stay in the lobby forever.
Like, I see no one up here other than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're basically the winner's mentality. Right.
Until the upcoming anticipated tournament that everyone is playing for. Until then,
I agree with that statement wholeheartedly. It's a really intense situation, and yeah, it seems like
Lumi has turned off his camera. Come on, man, what are you doing? Put it back on.
A little bit of banter here from his manager. Let's see. Finally something new here. Route 66. Well, Sweet Time is playing on this map once, but yes, I would love to not cast Circuit Royale.
Yeah, but you know what? Route 66. It is still a long map. You can still play the Sigma if you want to. Not that I'm expecting either of these teams to play, because I
agree.
If Lynx, if they want to play Sigma, they would have gone Circuit Royale, right? The fact that they went here means that they want to play the Winston or something else. For Ice1, it's still open to them because they have been doing well on the Winston. They can play the Sigma if they want. It's really the ball's in their court. They can choose what they want because they know Lynx, they're probably gonna play meta. They can use this fact to decide what composition they want to bring to what might be the final map of the series.
Yeah, really interesting here. We'll be seeing 3-0 Overwatch. We have to wait. But right now, as we're staring down to the big gas station, and the teams are ready to pick their heroes. Let's go. I'm expecting the Winston Mirror though.
Ready for battle.
It's probably not gonna be the Jungle Queen, right? Unless. We saw Lumi play it versus Jaguars, so. Yeah, probably the Hog.
Okay, this composition, I like this. I like this actually.
I'm not too sad, man. After the 1 month of the Jungle Queen meta and Overwatch League and contenders, I'm done with that hero, man. I don't want to see any of that Jungle Queen anymore.
In beta too, right? I was one of the people who was bent hard on trying to find a counter to Jungle Queen, and trying to play in such a way. I refuse to play Jungle Queen.
Yeah.
I don't want to play Jungle Queen. I play Jungle Queen. I enjoy the hero, but I kind of want to know how to play against Jungle Queen. I pick Saya. I pick Doomfist. I technically try to pick everything.
Yep.
But well,
gets repetitive after a while. But thankfully, this meta has shown some variety, not just one composition, especially with the tanks.
Yes,
and
sir.
Yeah, here's some variety. Hawk versus Winston, and it's a Kame on the Echo here.
We'll see. It's a matchup of the Rock versus Scissors, and usually the Scissors did not cut to the Rock. And nice flank here from Lumi. You don't expect the big man coming in the flank, don't you? And a nice pick already to start off this match. And Azelia gets onto NCNR as well. It seems like it's other one coming out on top with the Yeko pick as well from Akame. Interesting way how to show onto this Akame. 2 picks there, and Lynx will be forced back to their spawn.
And that was so funny because Queen and the rest of Lynx jumps up to try to contest Ice1. They're like, where's Ice1's tank? And Ice1's tank, Lumi's like, I'm here, and then he just gets the kill onto Galawin.
Again. Oh, just as you say, The hawk in the cave is still a hawk. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how this man play Overwatch.
Yup, and he's holding right at the spawn. Doesn't want to give Lynx any leeway to go. Forced to back out.
What do you think about Echo in this composition? Or what do you think of Echo in general in Overwatch 2?
I mean, Echo hasn't really been played a lot in Overwatch 2. I mean, it still has its potential, a lot of bursts. It's more about isolating a single target, and I think it either Kami plays the Echo or he goes on to the Tracer, right? And maybe he's probably maybe more comfortable, or he wants Lynx to look at a different dimension, not just front, forward. He wants them to look up also. And maybe when they're looking up, that's what happens. Lumi gets a pick.
Yeah, nice hook there, and he finally gets Queen with the whole hawk as well, as the rest stuck between the wall. He will not be able to get rockets though, but he gets in CNR. Azalea with the overclock, trying to line up the shot. He gets one. Will he get any more? We have to wait to 360.
Oh, he missed it!
He was hiding in the corner. Azalea getting duped right then and there. Unlucky.
And Hellfire almost falls to him. And Lumi tries to back. He can't back because Queen is primal raging in his face. Fanny has gets to Hellfire.
Yeah, and that's even more. And Lynx finally find their stride and momentum. Jay and Lumi fall one after another. And they will push this card, but presumably until the front of the checkpoint.
Yeah, but there's a lot of time being stalled at a spawn. It's like almost 3 minutes. Lumi goes on the ball. We don't really see that hero. But I mean, the competition might work for it. They have the Echo. Yeah, Lumi has shown that he doesn't care what hero he wants to play. He'll just play what he wants to.
Yeah, he plays Wrecking Ball. This is not a stall situation, but he plays it because he can. Azalea get the headshot onto Yellowin as Kitsune coming in from both sides. Jay expired. Vanius coming in as a respawn. And Akabe playing the duplicating onto the Reaper. The Dead Blossom coming in from NZNR. Get Hellfire down. The beat already expired. Let's see how we can do. Akabe with a Dead Blossom onto the duplicated Reaper. He gets two. And the fake Reaper coming out on top here.
That's the thing. Maybe Lumi is facing a lot of pressure on NZNR. He swaps to the ball. IS1 has Echo. They have ball. They have Sojourn that can slide away. They have Lucio, Kiriko who can TP. NZNR cannot do anything on the Reaper. He uses catches Hellfire, but that's the only one he can get because everyone on IS1 is so mobile and so able to escape the range of the Hellfire shotguns.
Yes, sorry. With 12 seconds left, Lynx have nothing whatsoever. Have to fight this, win this fight with sheer brute force alone. And Lumi has the minefield. Here comes the field. It's trying to zone away the players to play in the front of the card. Only the power driver coming in clutch. People are forced to play back to the bigger station. Lynx is in big trouble now, but no picks coming in yet from Ice1. Let's see how they're gonna go and how to play this fight. Lynx trying to use the tight space corridor to their advantage, but this one can stay the same for them as well. We try to penetrate through this defense. Lumi with the power driver to the back line. Excellent play. Azalea get the overclock shot onto Rocket PSW here. Trying to get some ball. Azalea trying to farm to the wings and bubble. Hellfire gets Galloway. It seems like Lynx momentum will have been stopped completely, and there will be halts in front of the second spawn unless Queens coming in with the clutch Pyro Rage, which seems to be really unlikely because you have to fight against 5 members of Ice1 and he will not be able to do.
And that's what Akami and Lumi, why they chose this ball Echo composition, right? Look how Lynx TH, they are playing the brawl, they're just stuck in the room. Lumi is behind them, poking them down with the ball. Akami is on top of them, firing the sticky bombs right in there, taking so much AoE damage. By the time they're forced, by the time it's overtime, they need to touch point, they need to engage. Queen is already so low, and the rest of the team just falls.
Yeah, and now Ice1 have the most advantage that they have ever get in this series. Only hold Lynx in front of checkpoint number 1. If they go past that, they will achieve victory and they will be going towards the loser finals, the lower bracket finals, sorry, and will face whoever lost the game of Sweet Time and DF Esports tomorrow. But right now, the focus is on today. The focus is on the present. And Ice1 still have to push this payload till the finish line first.
Yeah, there won't be any tomorrow for Lynx if they don't get this defense done. It's looking like dire straits here, but it's in these moments, the high pressure situations where the best players truly shine. If they manage to defend this, it would be just a proof, a testament of their sheer willpower and skill. But Ice One, who knows what composition they're gonna bring? They're hovering over this, but I don't know if they're just gonna stick with it or just it's a sniper. Trying to get a picks with the sniper.
Yeah, he's trying to get the pick onto the sniper here, Azalea. Failed to get one just yet. Queen have his eyes on the Widowmaker. Who's sure to make the Widowmaker not a widow, but dead.
What? Yeah.
Wait, he's serious. Ruby is serious. He's playing Jungle Queen.
Well, I mean, it could be effective, but it could cost them. They could, this composition, this flank could explode in their face, but not so soon it seems.
The picks going down one by one. Lumi and Jay get one each. The composition really interesting here from Ice One. The Jungle Queen has the front line, the Echo and the Mercy combo. This Echo is not maidenless anymore. And Jay onto the Zenyatta with more poke damage, combo with Azalea. That could be their game plans for now. Lynx struggle to find their way here. They need some picks. They need to find a way to poke holes in this composition of Ice One right now. Will they be able to do it? We have to wait and see here. Queen's trying to chase and trying to stone away the Echo Mercy. Lumi, we all know the Jungle Queen does not have as much sustain as he used to with the nerf to the commanding shout. But Lumi's still standing strong here. Mercy is not primarily focused onto him, so his only saving grace is passive of Jungle Queen and the rest. And Sienna Queen gets Jay and Azalea. The poke portion of this composition has been rendered obsolete right now. But the card is still pushing. I believe it's Lumi who's on the card. And he will be poked down and he will be taken down. 2 minutes left. Ice One not yet there.
And Queen is taking so much poke damage, but Ice One has decided to just swap out their support line. You mentioned before, Jungle Queen not as much sustain now, but with...
Here comes Kiss the Rush from Penny, yes, and Hellfire has been fall down first. The pulse from Gallivin does not connect here, as Gallivin trying to go forward to the back line. Lumi having focused fire from all cylinders, from all angles here, but he still lives somehow, somewhere. I have no idea why and how he managed to do that. Jay will finally falls as well as Lumi with a nice punch from Queen. And with 1 minute 30 seconds left, anyone's game.
Yeah, it's anyone's game, but they force out Penny S's Kitsune Rush. Lumi has his Rampage here. It's gonna be up to Penny S. Protection Suzu, a very important ability shut down that ultimate with the cleanse. But Queen just wants to go in.
Yeah, and well, Queen's already going in. Gallowin and NCNR gets the pick already. And it seems like Ice One composition is not working well. Already using the Rampage here, Lumi, and not coming out fruitful. Lynx, not going down without a fight. Lumi finally switching towards the Roadhog. Jay onto almost gonna have the Kitsune Rush. Azalea switch onto the Sojin finally. Akame has to duplicate, so let's see who he duplicates. Most likely gonna Reaper. Here comes the Death Blossom. NCNR getting Hellfire ready, but NCNR got hooked out and got caught out. Here comes the Overclock from Azalea. And Overclock will do some damage, but he will get Queen. The front line is down. He's trying to get more in the back line. Rocket has a sound barrier. He needs to stay alive for the next fight. Akame duplicating onto Reaper, finding some holes there.
Oh, that's a late stacker.
Yes, late stacker there from Rockets. Horse Bomb going down. Gets Jay. Uh-oh. With 30 seconds left, it's going to be a little bit of a staggering fight from both sides. Galloway trying to touch. Not enough. And now Queen's already back. Penny has to farm the Kitsune Rush as fast as possible. But he goes down to focusing beam on Akame, who is cleaning house as well as Newbie. Rocket has to use the sound barrier, trying to start the fight as long as possible. Trying to start the cloud as long as possible. Will he be able to do that? Only 2 left at a dream. And the Kitsune Rush should seal the fate of Lynx as the rest falls. Trying to go down to touch the point. Can they do that? They cannot. Ice One, stay alive and go forward.
And that risky innovation of a composition almost blew up in Ice One's face. But in the day, they went to the stable meta Roadhog composition and was able to win out through good ultimate fight. Rocket, really unfortunate there, gets staggered with his with his sound barrier. By the time he came back, he found all his teams left dead on the ground, no opportunity to use it, and Lynx TH, well played to them. In this match and in the match against Sweet Time, a lot of good fights, a lot of close fights, a lot of close maps. But at the end of the day, both times they weren't able to close it out. And unfortunately for Lynx, we have to say goodbye for them this tournament.
Yeah, we have to say goodbye to them in this tournament. And unfortunately, Lynx do have the quality to fight against Sweet Time and to fight against Is1 as well. But unfortunately, they got edged out on every single map that they have been played. But this is where the tournament will get the most tense here because Is1, they're going to face against the loser of DAF Esports and Sweet Time. Sweet Time and DAF actually, with the victory over Is1, with the victory over Ice1, DAF has yet to lose a map in this tournament, period.
And I think Sweet Time, correct me if I'm wrong, they also have not dropped the map, right?
Yes, they played
So
two matches.
up until the winners finals, it's gonna be a battle, a clash of titans. Like some would say, an unstoppable object versus an immovable force. This is gonna be the
Unstoppable
battle.
Force and Unstoppable
Yeah,
Object.
yeah, I got them mixed up.
Wait, I got them mixed up as well. Oh my
yeah.
goodness, our brain is going doo-doo.
Well, it's been a long day. Not so long as we might have expected with all three games going 3-0, but yeah.
Pretty excited to see how tomorrow games is gonna go. DAF and Sweet Time will be the first who face against each other in the winners final. The winner of that match will proceed to the grand finals, and the loser will face against the Ice1, who has been waiting for them in the lower bracket finals. The winner of that match will proceed to the grand final against the second chance that they have received to go towards the grand final, and the winner of the grand final will be crowned champion of Into the Sea Overwatch 2 Community Qualifier. And let me tell you one thing here. Let's take a look back at the result one more time here, ladies and gentlemen. As we see, it's a 3 Overwatch day. DAF Esports win against Ice1 3-0. Sweet Time wins against Lynx TH 3-0. And Ice1 on the lower bracket wins against Lynx 3-0 as well. With spells, the end of the run from Lynx, Ice1 still going forward. And like I said, one more thing about the grand final. The grand final will be best of 7 series in the first to 4. Whoever wins 4 map first will be crowned the champion. So that is where the competition will be the most fierce, will be the most hard, and it will certainly be the place where we see push.
And it's gonna be a really, really long day tomorrow. As you mentioned, best of 7 could go all the way to 7 maps, but before that, teams still have to play multiple best of 5s. So it's gonna be a test of everyone's stamina. Today, Time DF, they won so fast, they can have an early dinner, do whatever they want. But tomorrow, it's game day. And it's gonna be a test of how much energy, how much stamina they can consistently go through the matches. Because Overwatch is a very high tempo game, a lot of comms needed, a lot of brain power needed to be able to play with consistently at a high level for that long period. It's gonna be a really tough task.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really tough task. Like, pro players, they practice hard in every esports game. Overwatch is up there with the time that consumed usually by pro players in the amount of practice that they have to go, because they have to go to every maps, they have to go to every composition, and they have to go to a lot of scenarios that can happen in the game. Tomorrow is a test of strength, stamina, speed, and everything in between. But so far, Arxis, thank you so much for joining me today, and we have to give thanks to our sponsor, KOG, King of Gamers. Thank the organizer, Roof, for organizing this tournament, Overwatch Into the Sea Overwatch 2 Community Qualifier. And today, our task is over, Arxis. Thank you for casting here with me. My name is Mr. Loyal.
And I'm Arxis. I will see you tomorrow.
Yes.
คุณต้องสร้างออกมาเองตอนนั้นผมไม่ได้อยู่ในสังกัดใหญ่อะไม่มีใครมาจี้ผมหรอกว่าผมต้องทำอะไรไม่ทำอะไรมันไม่มีแบบแผนด้วยว่าผมทำอะไรผิดผมต้องรู้ตัวเองอะผมต้องทำเท่าไหร่ที่ผมจะไปในจุดที่ผมอยากเป็นมาทั้งชีวิตได้อะผมอยากเป็นนักแข่ง e-sport ครับผมก็ต้องพยายามทำให้มากที่สุดผลลัพธ์จะเป็นยังไงอย่าไปคิดถึงมันคุณแค่ทำให้ตัวคุณให้ดีที่สุดเราต้องไม่หลอกตัวเองด้วยนะครับต้องทำแล้วเรามองแล้วว่าเอ้ยเรารับผิดชอบได้จริงๆอะเราทำแล้วมันดีที่สุดจริงๆอะถ้ามันไหวอะมันมีโอกาสเข้ามาแน่นอน
ครับผมชื่อโดนปลดภพเทียนดำนะครับผมชื่อเล่นชื่อซันในวงการก็ใช้ชื่อซันวอลครับผมซันวอลจ็อกเซอร์ครับผมคือต้องบอกว่าจริงๆแล้วเป็นคนเล่นเกมแน่นอนนะครับก่อนจะมาพากเกมได้ก็คงจะต้องเล่นเกมมาก่อนก็มีประสบการณ์ในการเป็นนักกีฬาการแข่งขัน e-sport นะครับแต่ช่วงนั้นมันน่าจะเกิน10 ปีแล้วมันนานมากคือตอนนั้นไม่มีรางวัลอะไรนอกจากแผ่นรองเมาส์ เอาไปใช้ที่บ้านกันนะครับผมแต่เราก็มาพบทีหลังว่ามันอาจจะไม่ใช่เวของเราเท่าไหร่ไม่ใช่ทางของเราเป็นคนที่ดูการแข่งขันอยู่แล้วเพราะว่าเวลาที่เราจะไปแข่งขันครับเราต้องศึกษาข้อมูลของคู่แข่งของเราเนาะคู่ต่อสู้ของเราว่าเป็นอะไรยังไงสมัยนั้นเนี่ยครับก็เลยนั่งคิดว่าการดูรีเพลย์กับความรู้ของเราเนี่ยนะครับคิดว่าน่าจะช่วยคนที่เล่นเกมนี้ด้วยกันได้นะครับแล้วก็ประกอบกับว่าตัวเองเนี่ยได้ไปเจอนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport คนหนึ่งอินสปิเรชันของผมเลยก็ว่าได้คือโทบีดอลสันนะครับตอนนี้แกรีไทร์ไปแล้วเรียบร้อยนะครับก็พบว่าเฮ้ยทำไมการดูรีเพลย์ของเราจากเดิมมันช่างน่าเบื่อใช้เวลาที่นานพอมาฟังเสียงการบรรยายของเขาที่มันรู้สึกแบบปลุกใจเร้าใจอะไรอย่างเงี้ยครับก็เลยเริ่มลองศึกษาการทำบอดแคสติ้งการทำโปรดักชันพื้นฐานครับก็เลยลองเริ่มมาเป็นนักพากย์ดูตั้งแต่ตอนนั้นเลยคือต้องบอกว่านักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยมันส่วนช่วยให้ทำให้เกมดูสนุกขึ้นมีเนื้อเรื่องมีสตอรี่ที่ชัดเจนขึ้นนะครับไม่ว่าจะเป็นการกระทำของนักกีฬาเองไม่ว่าจะเป็นสตอรี่ของทัวร์นาเมนต์เองนะครับตัวผู้บรรยายเนี่ยจะทำให้ผู้ชมนะครับหรือว่าออเดียนส์มีความรู้สึกดึงดูดที่จะอยู่กับตรงนั้นได้นานขึ้นนั่นเองนะครับคือต้องบอกว่าในการดูแข่งเกมธรรมดาเนี่ยครับมันก็เหมือนที่ซันไปดูรีเพลย์คนเดียวตอนแรกที่ไม่มีผู้บรรยายคือเราอาจจะ enjoy อาจจะสนุกกับมันแต่ว่าอาจจะไม่ได้ 100% เนาะเพราะว่าเหมือนเราดูคนเดียวแล้วเหมือนเราคุยคนเดียวครับมันไม่มีเพื่อนมานั่งคุยด้วยครับนักพากย์อารมณ์ว่าเหมือนเป็นเพื่อนนั่งดูเข้ามานั่งดูกับเราผ่านทางช่องทางออนไลน์อย่างใดก็แล้วแต่เรื่องตามงานไลน์งานออฟไลน์อะไรอย่างนี้นะครับก็เลยทำให้คนดูเนี่ยรู้สึกว่าเฮ้ยเขาไม่ได้ดูอยู่คนเดียวนะเขามีคนดูเป็นเพื่อนคุณแล้วก็ให้ความรู้ความเข้าใจด้วยกับการเล่นเกมนั้นซึ่งอาจจะทำให้คุณเข้าใจเกมได้มากขึ้น
ไอ้บอลมาเหยียบไอ้2ตัวตรงนี้เข้ามาคุกวงในใส่เข้าไปเจไดตามมาจ่ายดาเมจแล้วโดนด้านหลังทางฝั่งมูดี้ไม่โดนพีเจว่าเหลืออีกคนนึงไว้ทำไมไปด้วยกันดีกว่า
เพราะว่าการแข่งขัน e-sport เนี่ยคนที่ดูแล้วไม่เข้าใจเกมเนี่ยสามารถดูได้นะครับแต่ว่าความอินเนี่ยมันจะไม่ร้อยแน่นอนมันจะประมาณสัก 60% 70% พอมีนักพากย์ปุ๊บเข้าใจเกมเข้าใจตัวเมคานิกแล้วก็เข้าใจการตัดสินใจของนักกีฬาเมื่อไหร่นะครับเราก็จะได้เข้าใจอย่างเป็นเหตุเป็นผลมากขึ้นในการตัดสินใจหรือว่าสิ่งที่เกิดขึ้นบนหน้าจอภายในเกมครับนั่นคือหน้าที่ของนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport เลยเราเริ่มจากความสนใจก่อนเนาะว่าทางตัวของนักพากย์การแข่งขัน e-sport อย่างแรกแน่นอนที่พูดไปก่อนอันนี้คือต้องเล่นเกมนั้นเนาะถามว่าเล่นเก่งไหมต้องเป็นแรงค์แบบท็อปเซิร์ฟเวอร์ท็อป100ไหมถ้าเป็นได้ก็ดีนะครับแต่ว่าถ้าไม่ได้เป็นแบบนั้นนะครับก็คือเราสามารถที่จะดูเกมให้เป็นก่อนอย่างแรกก็คือศึกษาตัวเกมนั้นแล้วก็ต้องชมตัวของ iPod Pro ด้วยหลายครั้งเนี่ยผมมองว่าเขาเล่นแบบ low profile high profit มากๆนะครับคือเล่นเพื่อทีมของจริงเลยผมใช้ก็ว่าอาชีพนี้มันใช้ passion ค่อนข้างเยอะมันใช้ความลุ่มหลงความหลงไหลกับตัวเกมนั้นๆค่อนข้างเยอะเพราะว่าเวลาที่เราทำงานแล้วมี passion กับมันเราก็จะเรียนรู้มันเองโดยอัตโนมัตินะแล้วพอเราเริ่มเข้าใจตัวเกมแล้วเนี่ยสิ่งต่อมาที่เราว่ามันเป็นความท้าทายตรงนั้นก็คือเรื่องของทักษะในการพูดทุกคนไม่มีใครเกิดมาพูดเก่งนะครับผมเองก็เช่นกันมันต้องมีการฝึกฝนตลอดนะครับช่วงที่ซันฝึกฝนได้จริงๆเนี่ยน่าจะเป็นตอนส